So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Wait, was my
It's the
voice
same
coming
reason
through on
why
the
like
stream?
Steel Fairy is very, 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 very annoying, if not terrifying, depending on the mood. Like it's just, oh well, everything except Fescue is on the terrifying, and then Fescue is just annoying.
Okay, so yeah, BSS. It is ring 6 pick 3, which does mean it's more fast paced. Disguise is a lot more valuable. Like a free turn is a lot more valuable, and also means hazards are less prominent. BSS teams usually feature no hazard removal. Spikes are basically obsolete. Toxic spikes and webs still have uses, but they're not as, common. Stealth rocks. Stealth rocks are... Yeah, my... Yeah. 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 I'm just saying, stealth rocks are still very, very important in BSS, because... Yeah, but Stealth Rocks, they still break Sash, they still break Dragonite Multiscale, they still do 50% to Volcarona, so still pretty important. Well, I'd say it is relevant, but like the mons that get sturdy are not really all that relevant, so... Yeah, no, there's... Yeah... Yeah, no, there aren't sturdy mons. Yeah, there are not sturdy mons that are good enough for sturdy to matter all too much, but Focus Sash is on every team, so yeah. Alright, I got you. Music will be turned down a bit.
So, okay, I would like to start getting into...
Alright, let's get started. First up is Serial of Girl Bosses. Co-host mics aren't really coming through either. Discord choice. Right, hold on. Let me turn you guys up, I guess. Turning. Well, you can like still. Okay, it's not like they're like completely like unhearable, right? Like their voices are actually in the stream, right? All right, I turned you guys up. I think. Oh, pretty low. God damn it. Hmm. Sorry, I haven't streamed before, so I haven't. Hold on. I haven't done streaming before. I don't know how to do this. Okay, hold on. I think I got this. Okay, can you say something?
Sure, whatever.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, should be able to hear you now.
Let me just check again. Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess how much of this do you want to do over again then?
Okay.
Let's just continue from here.
Okay, yeah,
That's okay, because
BSS Spring 6 Pick 3 format. This is BSDL, Battle Stadium Draft Plate. We will be playing National Dex BS Battle Stadium singles formats. Let's get into it.
Yes.
okay. So like I was saying, I'm a total tourist here. I don't really know what's going on in this metagame, but I'll try and provide a bit of an outsider perspective and I don't know, maybe some fresh takes, but yeah.
Matthias is playing in this draft league. We will be going over one of their teams later.
Yeah,
well, not one of their teams. They only have one team. What am I saying?
Him. Yeah.
Okay. First up is CEO of Girl Bosses with their Terra Captain Magirna, Megachomp, Greninja Archaludon, Tornti, Thunti, Azu, Alola Marowak, and Meowstic. So I have this is just a presentation I put together, not very well typed out, but I will be going over it in more detail on the stream. So first of all, let's talk about Terra Magirna.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about it. So, okay, how much do you think that the fact that you can only bring 3 changes Magirna? Like, it's got to be weaker in this metagame than in other metagames, right? Or else there's no reason that it should be legal in draft, right? Especially with Terra.
Well, the thing
is that fair?
Let's talk about Battle Stadium singles. It's kind of like singles VGC, which means mythicals are usually banned. So I have never seen Magirna actually do things in this format. I hope it's weaker here. I think.
Oh, I see. Interesting. So
yeah,
okay, there are a lot of crazy power picks that I've seen just by scrolling down a little bit in the teams. So you're saying you just kind of said, this thing's banned. I hope it's not too bad.
Yeah, there's I mean Fluttermane's legal, so surely Magirna can't be, too broken. I hope.
Okay. It's an interesting tiering philosophy, but I mean, hey, whatever. Like Leezy's saying in chat, there is a lot of broken stuff, so I guess the more broken stuff is legal, the more those things are balanced, but
yeah.
I don't think I've ever fought a Magirna in a draft league before. How exactly is it broken with Terra? Because it's already got a perfect typing essentially.
Yeah.
Well, if it's already got a perfect typing,
yeah, it just gets...
it doesn't having Terra doesn't make it worse, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly, it's like in Gen 7 when Magirna used Z moves, right? You just kind of use Terra as a Z move, and you break one thing, and you start snowballing with Soul Heart.
So does it tend to prefer Terra for its stab typings, or for a coverage move so it can just snipe?
I feel like it would prefer using either Terra Ground Terra Blast or Terra Fire Terra Blast, or even Terra Water Terra Blast, just to break through stuff that walls it. I think that the fact that it can pick and choose what coverage move to go for, that's a bit strong. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have allowed this, but I did allow every single Pokemon except for the restricted ones, Arceus and Deoxys. So Magirna was included in the allowed Pokemon. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're gonna have to.
I saw Deoxys be legal. Maybe I'm getting confused with another league.
Well, Deoxys was actually BSS has some formats where it's allowed mythicals before. Thing is, the Deoxys was still banned, even with every single mythical in the format. Game Freak still decided to nope, Deoxys, you're too overpowered. You're getting out of here. Yeah. So yeah, that was. Otherwise, we'd have Deoxys attack running around, and it's fucking Deoxys attack. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Behold,
okay, so
everywhere until somebody puts on the Psychic Terrain team, then you're fucked.
So what do we think about the team then? I know you've got some talking points, but like what jumps out to you about this team in general?
I really like the Meow Stick pick. That's only 2 points, and you're getting a whole lot of value out of that. You got Prankster Strange, you got Prankster Yawn, you got T-Wave. It's a really good supporter. You can send it out first. Get your screens up, or click Yawn, or even do both. Lazy Peasy says in chat, the Oxus attack with Terra is cool if I have first pick. True.
True.
Anyways, getting
Yeah.
back to Meowstick, there's a couple of setup sweepers on this team. It's like there's Magirna, there's Mega Garchomp, there's I guess there's Sword Stance Greninja, there's Nasty Plot, Torn, and Thun, there's Wellyderm Azumarill, Marowak can set up Sword Stance. There's a lot of setup on this team, and I feel like Meowstick is a great enabler of that because it allows for such easy setup because of like its prankster screens and getting that for 2 points. That I think that's a great choice made here.
I'm pretty sure
How
it was
important do you
like,
think it
this was
is?
like a rain, or they just fall into the rain, or they fall into the pelter.
I really can't hear Matthias anymore.
Like, I'm pretty sure it was already said in the server, but this feels like a rain team that just doesn't have a pelter.
Yep, right here. Rain team without rain. Manual rain dance may be option.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Does Meowstick get Rain Dance?
Does it?
Let me check. It does. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Prankster rain dance. That enables Greninja. That enables Arcaludon. That enables Hurricane and Thunder Spam. That powers up Azumarill's water.
Oh yeah, and
Coats.
also their signature moves. And also, I think their signature moves become a 100% accurate in rain, right?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
I could have. Is it not? Hold on.
I've got you at max volume too.
What about now? Is it better now?
Yeah.
You're more clear now. Yeah, you were sounding muffled before, like you had your hand over
guess
your
I
mic or
missed-
something.
Guess I missed it. Yeah, like don't both Tornadus and Thunderous's signature moves become 100% in rain?
Oh, that is true.
Yes.
That is true. But they also have
Yeah.
Thunder and
Yeah.
Hurricane, so I'm not sure how much they're going to be using those.
What's the difference between Torn's signature move and?
It's just slightly weaker and slightly more accurate, and it has a chance to like slow instead of confuse.
Yep, that sums it up pretty well. Bleezy also says the signature attacks
Yeah.
miss in rain.
Yeah.
So I guess is. Then I think versus.
Something I'm also seeing here is like Magirna does have Trick Room, so if it wants to, it can set up Trick Room for itself, Azumarill, and Alolan Marowak, which could be dangerous if your opponent's like,
True.
expecting something else.
Mhm.
I want to talk about Arcaludon here too. It is fine outside of rain. It is amazing. It's still amazing outside of rain. It's still like very strong. It has stamina. It has good. It's a 600 base stats. It's
Like,
also a
I do
good.
wonder how.
What? Okay. What was that?
I wonder if it's as good in PSS because, like, it's a lot more of an like you've said. It's quite a lot more like the offensive. Like, it's about getting quick kills and all the like, and like pivoting moves and the like are less mandatory. So I'm not sure how well Arcaludon fits because like people are more likely to just break through it immediately because they won't be like spamming pivoting moves and giving
Yeah.
it free
Kind of like Annihilate, right? Where you want to be charging up your Rage Fist on like small like pivot moves and like utility moves and things like that.
Okay, that's true, but Arcaludon stamina is not Arcaludon's only good ability. It has
Yeah.
sturdy, which is, as you know, basically a free focus hash, which is really good in BSS.
Yeah. I mean, then again, like Arcaludon already.
So sturdy
like,
users are good, is what
Yeah.
I'm hearing.
Yeah, Arcaludon's
They
like the
can-
only like relevant one though.
Yeah, and like I doubt it really gets that much use just because of the fact that it's already like, got the ultimate bulky, well, not the ultimate bulky time, but a very good typing defensively and high defenses and bulk and all that. So like, I'm not sure how often Sturdy would actually proc, unless
It
the
actu-
opponent decides to fucking gamble with okay moves, but that doesn't count. That's not what
It actually like
Sturdy's
procs
cool.
pretty often when like its special
Huh.
defense is pretty weak, so maybe like Specs
Huh.
Flutter main lead, it just survives and fires back with Flash Cannon sometimes.
Yep. Don't have to run like
It's
Assault Vest or Berries or something.
Our Caledon also has some support moves, including Stealth Rock, Thunder Wave, and it also does have Metal Burst, so it can use that with Sturdy.
Yeah, Metal Burst is a
That's
good call
like-
out.
Yeah, that's like counter but slash mirror cope instead of 2 times damage. It's 1.5, but procs are either kind of attack, right?
Leezy says, unfortunately, Fortress still sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Potential Mon. Yippee.
Well, we have got a lot of teams to go through. What do you guys think of this team?
I think it's pretty
It's very
good.
interesting.
It's like
Yeah, I like
Terra
it.
Magirna is really threatening. All the other mons
Yeah.
are pretty good.
See, that to me, I feel like is kind of enough to say that it's a good team, just because every single game you're always going to have Terra Magirna. Like, there's no reason, in my opinion, there's no reason to not have Terra Magirna on one of your 3 every game. No, opponents will be prepping for that, but I feel like it's just like insanely strong.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, like
also
it's
a
so
lot
strong
of
that like even with prep, like one false move and you could just fuck up and lose.
Yeah, you don't know if they're gonna bring Rain or just regular or just Trick Room either. Magirna has a lot of
Joustic has Trick
variety.
Room too, by the way.
Oh, cool. Prankster Trick Room. Let's
Just-
go.
Let's go.
Just wait till it runs physical with shift gear.
I guess you can run that to break through Blissey. There is a Blissey somewhere on this.
Yeah, you
track.
laughed, but that's good. That's like, it runs shift
Oh.
gear anyways.
Yeah.
Like, even when it's special.
Okay, let's move on to the next one, if you would please. We have Mokratha, I think. This
Nice.
one is, we've got a Terra
Terra
Fluttermane.
Fluttermane. Amazing.
Fluttermane is already a broken mon, like as it is, so Terra just breaks
Yeah.
even more. But I think foregoing the Terra Fluttermane was also an option because it's just still so broken without Terra. You could have had Terra Rapid Strike, Terra Gouting Fire, Terra maybe Superior. I don't know. Very top heavy draft because
Maybe Terra Gouting Fire, so that way it can get a free moment of Dragon Dance.
Yeah. Fluttermane also runs Calm Mind, so Fluttermane like has so much set variety. It has Charm. It
Yeah,
has
but like
Slither-
with
it has-
Fluttermane, it's not as necessary, I imagine, to
yeah,
run
it's not.
Calm Mind with,
It's not as
like-
necessary of a Terra.
yeah, like it could just immediately win with Gouting Fire. It's not slow, but like it needs that speed boost to outspeed a lot of stuff.
Yeah, very top heavy draft with Mega Ampharos and Purloin for the last 2 picks. Rapid Strike is Rapid Strike is also very
Ampharos.
in VGC. Not
What?
VGC. It is broken in VGC, but like. Anyways, what were you saying?
Oh yeah, I mean, Mega Ampharos is at least like a Mold Breaker 165 special attack, like Strict Dragon, so I don't know, like it could be some sort of breaker, I guess.
Yeah, Fluttermane, Gouting Fire. These top 4 can honestly every Pokemon like Superior can be a breaker, Glide can be a breaker. These 3 can be a breaker. Mega
I definitely
Ampharos,
rate
maybe?
it.
Mega.
As
Yeah.
somebody who's used it fairly recently in these, I can very much rate Superior. Like, it's 1 note or like 2 notes at best. But, like, God, are those 2 notes?
Oh, Ozzy's in chat. Hi, Ozzy.
Click. Okay. But like, yeah. But you know,
So I have a feeling
yeah,
that
why not
even
grab Terra Superior so that way you can just click what's it? Terra Stellar Terra Blast and just button.
because it's still like not very. Good.
I don't think it's that strong.
Yeah, I
it's
get
not.
it.
It's not as
Okay.
busted as Terra Fluttermane or Terra Urshifu or Terra Gouting Fire.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Okay.
Rather just run a coverage Terra Blast on Superior. Serp
Yeah,
is
for the
still
most
good
part, I
though.
agree.
Serp gets Glare, Serp gets Dual Screens, it gets Taunt, it gets Synthesis, it gets Leech Seed. It's still a
Yeah.
good one. I haven't
Something
seen...
I was thinking about with Fluttermane is that I feel like sashes are really going to be the thing that kills Fluttermane. Like, obviously its defense and HP are like really low. So any physical attacker,
That's in, like probably like a lot of, and like if it terrors too early, then it could be very valuable to just priority spam. Like
yeah,
every
priority.
which way we just see like
Think
mock
about-
punches. And,
The thing about Fluttermane is it gets Charm, so it can actually set up on physical attackers if it gets the opportunity.
True, that's pretty interesting, especially if you suspect a sash as well.
Yeah, Urshifu Rapid Strike is also broken in BSS. It overshadows Single Strike. It overshadows Palafin. It's so
Yeah.
good. It just
That's
turns
Yeah.
around, clicks rapid.
So it really just seems like Sash and everything are just so centralizing to this meta.
Yeah, no, Focus Sash
Yeah.
is like top is a top item. I haven't
Mhm,
actually seen like very many like legendary pair. I haven't seen the Iron Crown. I have Iron Weaves. I haven't seen the Iron Swords of Justice. I haven't seen the uh, ancient legendary beasts around a lot in BSS. So I'm kind of excited to see what
I guess
Gouging Fire can do.
True.
I guess that sort of makes sense because, like, well, actually no, Raging Bolt is not entirely. It's not really that much of a Sunmon, and Gouging Fireworks and all without it. But like, uh, Wake is very much a Weathermon, and Weather just isn't quite as good in this entirely. Just actually, or is it? Because like shorter game speeds, you can probably get the immediate useful. So like, the need to like start with something that won't immediately apply the threat, I guess.
Like one complaint I have about this is that Mega Glade and Urshifu kind of overlap with their roles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But Clodsire, that's good. Special blanket check to like basically every special attacker. Celestial is a good mon in BSS. It does.
I think that's something we didn't see in the last team too. Is like there was, a good Archaladon. I think is a good defensive check to a lot of things, but its defensive typing is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't actually have too many resistances. Well, it has like a good amount, but like it's not really Dragon or Steel technically, just because of the weird way that their types interact.
Yeah.
Whereas Clodsire at least has like very like Unaware and Water Absorb are just very relevant abilities, and just good stat stick. I feel like is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Celestial
Like it's just
yeah, Clodsire is just what?
it's just a blanket wall against specials.
Yeah,
Always nice to have.
Yeah, that's very nice to have. It also sets rocks, which is something I don't see elsewhere on this team, so could be useful.
These spikes.
Celesteela, good mon, very versatile, can run a lot of sets, can run Meteor Beam, can run
I
Unleash
think
Seed,
that'd be. I could imagine one thing that could be kind of funny is Toxic Spikes, Clodsire with Hex Fluttermane.
Oh, that's
True.
true. That's true. That could be
Very
that
true.
could be
As well as
dangerous.
Gouging Fire's Burning Bulwark can try and burn things that it
Yeah.
wants to set up on,
But-
and then again you have a Hex.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess that could be kind of hard because it needs to be not just physical moves; it needs to be contact moves. Whereas, with Toxic Spice, I mean, both have like easy ways around them, but at the same time, like I feel Toxic Spice more likely to be able to go off properly because.
Sure,
I
but you
feel
can
like
still. I mean, the fact that you're bringing 6 means that you can still bring a Hex Fluttermane and a Burning Bulwark Gouging Fire and say, hey, if they bring 6 mons that I can run this into, you just run it, right?
Yeah, true.
Like,
So I guess it
doesn't
depends,
have to be
like-
even though it's unreliable, maybe sure, but I feel like you can still
Yeah.
just bring it because you don't even have to bring it to the battle, right?
Yeah. If you think it's not gonna be good into them, then just bring other mons into your 3. Yeah, Celesteela, good pick. Honestly,
Yeah, Celesteela could have variety because it's just well rounded. You could see some sort of funny autonomized beast boost heavy slam set.
Yeah, Steela seems strong. I'm surprised to see Superior at such a high tier. Why is that?
a superior. I
Yeah.
guess,
I guess
uh,
because it's sort of like a setup sweeper that doesn't need a turn to where it
it's-
isn't dealing damage in order to.
well, that is true. I tiered it that
Did you guys
way,
tier it
'cause-
together?
Oh no, I did it. I did all the tiering by myself. So
Okay.
there are a couple questionable choices because I haven't done this before either.
I think it's fine. I was even thinking something like,
like
a subseed set could be pretty threatening, where I feel like just subseed in general, if you're in front of something that can't break your sub in one hit, like, I don't know, defensive mon, I feel like sub glare seed might be a good way to just kind of try and RNG your way through to a victory, so that's kind of what I was thinking for Serp.
Yes.
Do you ever see subseed in BSS?
Yep. Occasionally.
Yeah.
Occasionally, yeah. I think Ogre Pawn sometimes runs like seed. I'm not sure about sub. Elise says Terra opportunity cost is what I was thinking. That is also, I guess, true. Like
Mm.
SERP also, like SERP is good with Terra. It's not like as good as the 20 pointers with Terra, but it is still good with Terra. Can pick
Yeah.
and choose what coverage move it has. Can run Stellar. It also has like really good supporting moves. It can stop break. It can sweep. It's just pretty versatile in BSS. Like screens are really good in BSS because there's only 3 monsters
Also,
that
like-
you have to sweep through.
Yeah.
Also, like 113 is a decent speed tier. All things considered, like your town speed's Mega Lucario, and like a lot of stuff around 110. So like it's
Yeah, that's good.
it
Speed
has
tier.
that quite.
Any
What?
final thoughts on the team?
I think it's.
Uh,
I think it's
I'm very excited to see Purloin potentially do something to me.
Oh yeah,
Like
probably
Yeah.
maybe
definitely
he'll
do
pull something
something.
off.
I looked up to see if Purloin got Sunny Day, and it doesn't. So,
Oh.
Mm.
so I'm out of thoughts.
All right. Next team, we have Hell Falcons.
My man,
Look at this draft.
this is some bulk.
First off, I forgot to raise the price of Porygon 2.
What makes P2 so good in this?
Well, it's just as long as your opponent's like not knocking your EV light off, it's like really good in 1v1 situations because of its bulk. It can like recover off a lot of. If your opponent can't do more than 50% to this thing, you basically win that 1v1. It's also it can also do Trick Room stuff. It can just be an attacker. It still keeps toxic in that deck, so it probably won't use it that much.
True. I imagine Trace is a pretty good ability in this too.
Yeah, because of the Ruin Mons, it can reduce damage from Chen-Pao and Chiyu.
Nice.
Good to know.
Sylveon is also pretty good for its price, I think. Blanket Special Wall.
Yeah, that makes sense.
These top
Mega
two,
Gengar
however,
has I forgot Mega Gengar has 130 speed, 170 special attack. Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
Mega Gengar would still be like broken without Shadow Tag. First time I ever saw.
Like that
Mega
just made it
Gengar,
extra good as cheese.
Lizzie
But
says.
it's also just like
Lizzie says first time I ever saw Mega Gengar on the tier list. I was pretty hype. Yeah, Mega Gengar.
I mean, I guess trapping abilities don't matter as much, right?
Well, not as much, but like, still like really good. It's just actually you don't really see Dugtrio at all, and Gothitelle is still pretty rare too. Mega Gengar is broken like in addition to Shadow Tag, so
Yeah.
Garganacl is actually an excellent complement to the rest of those because like it deals with steals and all that.
I like the Vanillix
Nimbus.
too. I feel like setting weather and dual screens in one turn is pretty nice.
yeah. Vanillix and Arctozolt. You got a snow core for only 17, which is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
This is a very fat team that has a few mons that can suddenly just kill you on the spot.
Like I think like this team would be like a monstrous with only the first 9 picks, but then like he also somehow had like 5 points left over to grab Galarian Articuno. Terragarg is annoying. Like you got like some.
Is Articuno good?
Articuno? No,
Yeah, because like
well, no, not really.
Terragarg
But
or Articuno.
like it can potentially sweep. Like, but like it's still a Galarian Articuno. There's a reason it's at 5.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
even there
I'm
could be a
thinking
more
about
interesting.
Corviknight.
Oh wait.
Oh, what I did, Corviknight. Corviknight's still very good at walls, physical attack.
Yeah.
It does Iron Press. It doesn't run Defog, which just also frees up a.
It
frees up
yeah,
a move
get
slot.
U-turn.
Yeah, I guess having 4 actual moves is pretty good. I know it has screens, which is nice. I guess like I was thinking its best set might just be like a weakness policy, like Power Trip kind of deal with agility or something. But I feel like
no, it just does Iron Press things or just
Yeah.
walls physical attackers forever.
Yeah.
Lazy
true.
Peas,
And I guess yeah, and if you like bring it for one specific mon and they don't bring that, then you can just bench it.
Yep. Lizzie says he's gonna prefer Moon Hyper Offense get walled by stall.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Well, you have these fast, really strong offensive Pokemon the first 2 slots, and then you have just bulk until like the snow. Watch Time is very versatile. It can run like Lagging Tail Trick, it can run Choice, it can run like Nasty Plot, it can run just Leftovers.
Yeah.
I think Terra Sylveon could have also been an interesting choice if he chose to go that route, because Terra Blast still gets
Yeah.
like pixelated without Terra.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it does. Terra Blast gets affected by the 8 abilities.
Funny enough, it's actually the strongest ice move that Mega Glalie can run on the special side.
It doesn't get Hyper Voice?
No.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I guess,
but-
okay, is it stronger than Blizzard? I think it is, actually.
On average?
I'm not sure. It's close to Blizzard, but like Blizzard sucks, let's be honest.
They really just made it with the entire idea to speak. It blows up for ice damage.
I mean, if you factor in the accuracy, it is stronger than Blizzard.
Yeah, true.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
this team does seem like very hard to break. It could run Stall, but then
Yeah.
it also has Mega Gengar and Roaring Moon, which is like really terrifying. I think it's like really well budgeted, like getting these like guys for really cheap.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think personally that, I mean, like I said, I'm kind of a tourist in this kind of meta, but I don't know if Corv is worth 15. I feel like Rotom is probably worth its points, but I don't see the value in Corv. And I'm a known Corv hater, so, so take that with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay,
Corv
so
is
it's
still
a thing
good
if you're watching
analysis. Alright. Next team?
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright, moving on. We have Dre. With the Mega
Man.
Metagross for their first pick.
Nice.
I really like the Tapu Fini pick. It gets it does like some shit with Trick. It does choice items with Trick. It does Lagging Tail with Trick. It runs Calm Mind, Iron Defense. It runs a lot of stuff. It's very versatile. It's very hard to play KO.
I think it'll be hard to run in conjunction with Moltres that wants to burn things.
Oh, that's true.
And maybe Naganadel wants to T-Spike, but I feel like in BSS you're probably not T-spiking with your Naganadel.
No, you're clicking an attacking move, like, or Nasty Class.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you can run Telepathy Tapu Fini.
Yeah, but I mean at that point I'd probably rather just Primarina. I guess it's just Primarina with like Taunt and Trick at that point.
That's true. Rhyperior. I really like the Rhyperior pick.
True.
Only for
Is it a
7.
20-point Terra cap, by the way?
Yep, 20 points for Terra Caps.
Okay, gotcha. The Root plus Rhyperior is insane. I feel like both of them perform at a much higher tier than they appear when they're Terra.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Like
that's really good value.
The Root in a different league that was like a normal, like 6v6 league, just like Terra's Root got 50 kills and won the whole thing.
Yeah.
One thing about Rhyperior, it was actually like top tier. It used to be top tier in Gen 8 BSS in like the earlier formats, because like it was a really good Dynamax user with like it could hold weakness policy. Solid Rock activates weakness policy with Dynamax. Click Max Rockfall and get that special defense boost from the Sandstorm.
True. Sounds strong.
Yeah, Rhyperior. I think it's still pretty good without Dynamax. It's especially with Terra, I feel like Rhyperior can like perform pretty well here.
That has got like strong 140 attack if I remember correctly. They get some coverage like Kid Crush.
Toxtricity. Toxtricity is a low tier noob trap, like low ladder noob trap in actual VSS. There's so much of it on low ladder for like no reason at all. It's like Gen 4 Electivire.
Weird.
But yeah. Here is still like it's. I guess it can do something because it's draft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess it's nice. I guess it's nice to have no extra trying to deal with the waters in case you don't want to bring out the food too soon.
Yeah. Mega Metagross, like this thing. I don't know. Like it's fast. It's strong. It's like really hard to like KO. It's
funny to see it like not only allowed but also not in the highest point tier. I feel like that's crazy.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's definitely much more like an Uber's tier list, like a semi-Uber's kind of tier list.
Yeah, Sputter
Um,
made and
so it does make sense.
Sputter made Magirna and
What tier
so
was the what tier is Mega Men's? I can't remember.
Mega Men's is 20.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like a good mod.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
actually made it
Isn't
like
in like
two...
Gen 6, isn't it second only to like Primal Groudon?
Yeah. Like
Well, I guess
Supers, Attack
to
Supers,
Rayquaza, but like
Fearless.
Rayquaza is literally in a tier of his own.
Yeah, Moltres as a real Totofini. Buzzwole is a good mod. Good
Buzzwole's
for-
interesting. I never really know how to rate Buzzwole, and then some people do really well with it, and then other people do like awfully with it and are really
Yeah.
bad with it. So it's the kind of mod that I like. I want to say it has 15 points worth of value, but then I see it do so badly, and I'm like, maybe it's not. I don't know. I have a hard time rating it.
A mellow enough for like special attackers.
Yeah, it's got lots of
physical
like
attackers.
it's like all the Ultra Beasts. It's got like massive strengths, massive weaknesses as well.
Yeah.
Like you need to play it correctly.
Only complaint is that this team might want like a better Stealth Rock user than Rhyperior, which doesn't really want to run Stealth Rock too much.
Do you think Metagross would ever?
No, that thing is always gonna click an attack. Or I don't think it's gonna click.
I don't know. Like when, for example, in a matchup where you lead into like, let's even just say How Falcon Sylveon, and they are switching to the Corv. Like, is it ever worth there?
I don't know. I think
You surely don't need all your move slots, right? Maybe you do.
I don't know, because it's a meta growth. I think it's always going to want to click an attack over Stealth Rock, usually.
Yeah, but like that's so obvious. Are you not just gonna get Rocky helmeted to death?
That's true, I guess.
I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. It's a meta.
Then it's gonna show up with like cosmic power, and we're all gonna be wrong.
True. I mean, I guess it could click rocks because like you can slot in rocks on an offensive mon a lot, like our Caledon we said earlier.
Yeah, and then like you don't need to click it if they don't bring their thing that beats Mega Metagross, but they're gonna bring something that beats Metagross, right? Like they're gonna try and bring some sort of steel type that'll beat it, or like a water type or whatever.
So I guess it could use rocks potentially.
Yeah, maybe not like in an ideal matchup where the opponent has nothing for Metagross. Yeah, you're not clicking it. But I feel like if you're giving your opponent enough respect that like they have the right sets, maybe Rocks is just a pretty good bring in those games.
Yeah. What's the Naganadel speed here? I forget.
Naganadel, it's like 121, I think. Let me double check here.
I guess that's good enough.
Yeah, 121.
Yeah, no, that's not terrible. But yeah, these four can be pretty bulky. Top Fini's bulky. It's got good damage. Naganadel maybe could have used a bit more speed, but it's fine. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, when you click Relic Song, you've got 128. So
that's true. All right, next team.
Sure.
All right, we got. That is this your own team.
There we go.
Honestly, hands down, this might be my favorite draft on the roster.
Interesting.
I really like the Nihilego and Iron Hands picks. Iron Hands can check most physical threats. Nihilego, it's got like it looks frail, but it's like still got like crazy special bulk. It's like 100 health, like 30. 130. I'm not saying like those are the actual stats, but like it's around that.
It's rounded, yeah.
Yeah. So like Nihilego takes special attacks, heads back, kills the special threat. Like
109, 120, 109, 131.
Yeah. So Nihilego actually is pretty good in Gen 8 because like Zapdos was like the #1 threat in Gen 8 BSS because max airstream, good stats, good typing, good ability. Nihilego could check Zapdos really well, so it was a good pick. I think it's still a good pick in Gen 9, just not as good because Zapdos isn't, exactly dominant anymore. You got these 2 ground weak mons, and then you got 2 mons that are immune to ground. So I feel like that's good synergy there.
What do you think about these Terra captains?
I guess you could have had Terra Qianpao, but I don't think like Qianpao really likes Terra like as much as the other like big threats on the board. So I think this is also what I would have done with my Terra captains if I had to draft.
I was thinking about Terra Iron Hands.
Terra hands would also be pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
like maybe the Flashfire and Shandy is nice. I don't know, and maybe I'm just not a Porygon believer. I feel like Adaptability Terra is like a little bit. I want to say kind of a trap, but then at the same time, like if the opponent doesn't prep for it, then it can just win, right? Like if you're just running
you
like
don't have to run
X type of
adaptability.
team.
You don't have to run.
No, it has download too, obviously, but I don't know. To me, it just hasn't ever done that. But I guess in a game where it's more likely that your Porygon is going to be left unchecked, since there's a Shen Pao and an Iron Hands and a Mega Latias and all this crazy shit up there, maybe it's more likely it goes unnoticed and gets to kill like 1.5 things and trade up in value. So maybe that's good. Personally, I probably would have gone for hands and found a different, like a 6-point captain or just any sort of low tier captain that would help support this and just try and use your points. But
yeah,
just my thoughts.
choice specs to normal, download, hyper B.
Yeah.
Yes.
You think that kills Blissey?
No, I don't.
Wait,
Let me calculate.
I'm a very big fan of
Scarf download when it works, because when it works, it's just so fun.
Oh, you defense.
Just behold 3 special Dragonlance! Die!
No, it does. Oh, hold on, that's not Terra Normal. It's pretty close.
I mean, it still does a lot.
Yeah. If you're just the standard like no Spadef set and you're full HP, full defense, then it can with modest kill. It's a low roll, but it can, which is pretty crazy though.
Yeah. Anyways, Swampert. I really like the Swampert pick. And nobody's watching anymore. But let's keep going.
Yeah.
Swampert gets Yawn, gets Rocks, gets Flip Turn. One thing I really like about one thing I like that Swampert can do is that it can trap something, Yawn on it, and then Flip Turn out on it, like slow Flip Turn out as it's going to sleep, and now you have a free turn to do whatever you want with the Pokemon you just swapped in.
Yeah.
Qianpao. Okay, Sash Qianpao. It wins like so many 1v1s. It's ridiculous. It's a really good mod. I feel like you're always gonna have this. I feel like you're always gonna have a Sash on Qianpao because none of these like Pokemon really want Sash unless you're like running like Trick Room Chandelier. Togekiss. Togekiss is a disgusting mod.
Yeah. Like, it's got 2 very good defensive immunities, and he runs Scar pretty well. And Fairy's always good.
You can just RNG your way to win
fine.
sometimes.
Yeah.
The fact that you have fewer Pokemon to have to try and fire through means that Togekiss has to be successful in flinching fewer times, I guess. So I guess you can just kind of like run Last Mon Scarf and just try and win from there.
A fun item you can run on Togekiss is Metronome, since you're just going to be clicking Air Slash anyways, like, no matter what.
True.
Yeah.
Fun. Actually, it's a fun move to run on Togekiss too, now that I think about it.
We haven't talked much about the Latias. What do you think?
Mathias originally wanted Mega Latios before it got sniped round 1. Mega Latios was the same point value, so they grabbed it.
Latias is just better, right? I think.
It's got more bulk, but like it's got less wall breaking power, so I'm not sure about strictly better. It's more like a side grade.
Not strictly.
It's kind of like a side grade that's a little bit better.
It's better for like setup just because it's bulkier, but like it's not got the immediate firepower.
Yeah, it's not like
Are you?
But
I mean, it's still got 140 special effects, but like, you know, compared to a brother just having like
150 or was it higher?
yeah, but like it can also run away with games if it like because it has an easier time setting up.
Yeah.
Gets Draining Kiss now too.
Yeah. I feel like the range of things that check Mega Latios are a lot lower than the things that are a lot more restricted than the things that check Mega Latios.
One other thing I want to mention, Chandler in this spot was originally Zero Ledge. It did not get sniped. He just changed his mind. Wait, yeah. Can I ask
Yeah,
you?
it was a one. It was 1 point off.
Right, right. Yeah. I think each has its advantages.
Also,
Chandelure
like,
gets a
I
lot
know
more.
Fire is like the obvious good ability because you know immunity to fire.
Yeah,
That was a lot of other stuff. Like,
Chandler gets a lot of utility moves like Trick Room and Trick.
it also has infiltrator, so that could be nice against against something that tries to sub,
Oh, that's
or
true.
against or
Screens.
against a snow mode of one of the previous teams.
Yeah.
Like just blast, like
Or-
blast through
So originally,
or veil.
when I made this league originally, I was planning to allow evasion. So Chandelure would have been tier higher with minimize.
And they do allow evasion in Battle Spot, right? Like it's just there's no like banned moves or anything because
Yeah,
this is
no.
basically Battle Spot is like just on cartridge, right?
Yeah. So Drift Flume, Drift Flume with Unburden and with like the Hurricane Sitter and minimize pass. That's like a strategy people use. Just like minimize up to +6 and then baton pass to something that can just run away with the game.
Hmm.
All in all, it's like I really like this team. I really like the Hands and Nihilego and Megalodius to picks. I really like the Swampert pick. Shen Pao just really reliable in 1v1s with Focus Hash. Other mons
Yeah,
aren't
I think
too bad either.
in general, like there hasn't been bad teams, right? Like there's nothing that I
Yeah.
like particularly dislike. I guess just because the fact that everybody's bringing three, like you don't need as much synergy, right? You can just kind of
Yeah.
bring threats and you're fine. So it's a lot easier to have a team that's passable.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like in my
Plus, like plus like there's less residual stuff like necessary in a way. Like you again like you don't need so much focus on hazards or hazard control.
yeah. In my
So like
in my guide, I did mention playstyle, which was just bring Pokemon that just win 1v1s and force KOs and win that way. So like you don't really necessarily need like that much synergy between them. You can just bring mons that are just good on their own and then just have them take KOs like before your opponent KO yours. So yeah, that is the thing you can do.
Speaking of mons that just force win 1v1s, on our next team there's a Terra Pecharunt. I feel like that guy is gonna be a monster.
oh boy, I took peach flavored cheese.
All right, wanna go see that?
Yeah.
All right, Wildcats. Round 1 Hippowdon. Bold move.
A known Hippowdon hater. Or is it hater or believer? I'm not really sure. It's always been like super top tier in SDL and everything, so I don't know if that's because he doesn't like it or because he thinks it's really good.
I mean, Hippowdon's really good in BSS. It's a good. You lead with it. You set rocks. You click Yawn. You click Whirlwinds until Hippowdon dies and something falls asleep.
True. I think Dracovish is not a real sand abuser. It's like I don't know. I'm never going out of my way to out creep a Sandrush Dracovish.
I don't know. I think it's funny that he got his sand setter round 1, and then his last pick was his sand abuser.
Yeah, but like abuser in air quotes.
It can use sand.
It has a weather ability, yeah.
It's not a sand abuser. It's just a sand user.
Honestly,
Yeah.
for the longest time I forgot it had Sandrush because everybody just associates it with. Wait, does it even get to someone? No, it's
No,
Strong
it's
Jaw.
just strong jaw and water
It's
absorb.
just that essentially you see it as a Renon because he who honey fishes Ren calc.
One thing I really like with to do like I like with Dracovish in BSS is you can run I like the speed control with Banded Strong Shot Dracovish.
Yeah, true, that makes sense.
Yeah, this team doesn't have like webs or tailwind, but it does have other ways of.
I mean, even without it, you still do so much damage.
Yeah, like it has other ways of making Dracovish go first, and even without even if it doesn't go first, it's still Banded Strong Jaw, so it still does a lot.
Yeah.
It definitely won't be good teams. It seems. Not bad, but like interesting.
Can't hear you again. You're crunching your mic.
I guess I've done. Like it's not bad, but like there's definitely one of the more weird, interesting teams. I think.
Yeah. It's fat, but I'll tell you, it's got Clefable, it's got Petra,
Yeah,
it's got
very
Talon,
fat.
it's got Mega Hank, everything except Weavile like actually has like a good, decent defense stats.
But look at the speed tiers. I really don't like the speed, and like you mentioned in your notes, like the gap between 125 and 100 is very noticeable. I feel like, and it's gonna just get abused.
Yeah, I'm just putting this out there. This is not the biggest speed gap we have on the board right now.
Yeah, it's like not world ending, but it I don't know. It definitely just leaves something, I guess, to be desired. It's just really fat. It's a really fat team. Mega Kangaskhan's, I assume, for 19 points, not restricted on Seismic Toss.
Yep, it's got free Seismic
So that's
Toss.
good. I can just win 1v1s. I don't know.
Bring your ghosties, ladies and gents.
I mean,
I don't think I'm sold on Clef being good in this meta, but maybe it's okay.
It's I don't know. It's not terrible, but like I don't really like it either.
I feel like in regular like 66 singles, it's good because on average you're gonna have one thing that it'll beat. But I think it's pretty easy to just not. I mean, I guess it's there as a deterrent, and Unaware is strong, but it's gonna I feel like have less opportunities to prove that it's actually good at that point. You know what I mean?
I like there was a set that would just in Gen 8 there was a set that it's just Life Orb for attacks, Dynamax turn 1, and click attacks. I feel like that was
just to be clear, Dynamax isn't legal, right?
No, it is not.
No. Okay. I don't know. You got so much crazy stuff in here that I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I like the Terra Hariyama pick actually. A good.
It seems fine.
Yeah, good tearing. Good pairing.
Finally.
It's got like fat. It's got Terra Seal Bullet Punch for fairies. Yeah, just good low tick here.
Yeah.
Good low tier pick. Jesus,
yeah,
I can't speak.
And I mean, you were looking for something a lot around that tier, anyways, for a second Terra captain. So I mean, might as well.
Yeah. Weavile is basically like little worse Chen Pao, which is still like really good. It's a tool that Weavile gets that Chen Pao does not have is counter, which is I think really cool.
True.
I could see that being funny against like I don't know Mark Punch or something.
I think it could be funny against Chen Pao clicking a Sacred Sword.
Oh yeah, true. And then just Chen Pao brings out its own sash. What now?
That is true, but then now you have to. Weavile gets upper hand, so now you have to play priority games.
Close enough for a backing gambit.
But yeah, really, a lot
that just makes you think of the fucking Looney Tunes bit where Pugs and the guy just keep pulling out bigger guns. 16 shooter, 32 shooter, 64 shooter, P shooter.
But yeah, I'm not sure about Seismic Toss Mega King because like, Seismic Toss Mega King was legal in Gen 7. Mega King interestingly did not run Seismic Toss.
Interesting.
One reason was that it was actually incompatible with Scrappy, because I think Seismic Toss is like a transfer up move from like when Kangaskhan didn't have Scrappy or something, and like then you couldn't break Mimikyu Disguise with Fake Out.
I see. Interesting.
It also
and you can't just run like Crunch or a random move.
That's true, but like Mega King usually always ran Fake Out, and just being able to break Mimikyu Disguise for like free was pretty big, I think, because like Mimikyu was like top tier Gen 7 before the Disguise nerf.
No.
I think it Mega King.
Well, I guess that doesn't matter anymore now though, because like it's not going to have Sash anymore. Even if you just like Mega and click Crunch, right? It doesn't. It'll still just do the same.
How did they just realize that this team is so fucking quick? Like Bronzong is right there.
Yeah, it does click Trick Crew. Mega Kangaskhan also like just clicking regular attacks over Seismic Toss is like it's still like a 2-hit KO or even 1-hit KO.
Mhm.
Yeah. But like this team could run Trick Room definitely. It's got like It's got Hirayama. It's got Rigovish. Yeah.
Yeah, against like very offensive teams, maybe it's a good bring. I could see like Bronzong coming to the selection screen fairly often, just as like a hey, if you're running all offensive Pokemon, here's my Trick Rumor, but
Yeah,
probably not one of the three a
classic
lot.
mind games, big threat.
But yeah, this team, it's interesting. It's definitely not like it doesn't really look like that standard, but I feel like it's still a good team.
This is maybe the first one that I'm kind of like feeling it's a little bit wonky.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no,
You
no
know?
doubt. It's a little,
It-
it is a little wonky. I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
this,
wonky,
fine.
but
I feel
it's
like this,
creative. It's interesting, but it's got a bit of a
I feel like this
to it.
team could use the better setup sweeper because like got Hippowdon on to
hmm
at the start. I think something like Volcarona could have worked really well here, paired with Hippowdon.
True. Yeah,
But yeah, that's
I agree with that.
that's like the only complaint I have. It's I guess could used a bit of better speed maybe. And
Yeah, definitely missing some raw firepower. I mean, obviously outside of like Dracovish Weavile, those are the main heavy hitters, but
yeah.
like a setup threat, I don't know if Weavile is really it.
Fun fact: Weavile triple axle hits harder than Genpao Icicle Crash.
Sorry, you cut out there. Weavile triple axle does what?
It does more damage than Genpao's Icicle Crash.
The strength of base power.
Well, provided it gets all 3 hits,
Yeah, true.
because
Yeah, I mean
Genpao's
Genpao's
will be
Icicle
doing
Crash.
different
Icicle
things.
Crash can miss too. Yeah, so
but like there's also Ice Spin.
that's true. That's true.
But does it do more than Icicle Crash flinching and letting you Icicle Crash again?
True.
Yeah.
That's
But
the main
also,
reason.
Genpao isn't quite focused.
That's like the reason Crash is used over Spinner. The flinch,
Yeah,
is
pretty
just, the flinch is just so powerful.
Yeah.
All right, next draft, Panziska.
Okay, Pan,
Ooh, here's the wind.
my homie.
Okay,
Ooh.
first off,
Immediately
really
off
like
the bat,
the
you got Terra
I
Dragapult, which is ooh.
really like the first 4 picks. There's Terra Dragapult. There's Blood
That's a term I haven't heard for a while.
Terra
Mega
Dragapult.
Sizzle, Primrona.
Terra Dragapult for 17, may I add.
Yeah, what the fuck? How
Seems
did you
pretty
allow that?
I may have undertiered it a bit, so we'll see. But Dragapult is honestly kind of mid in BSS. I don't know why, but people just don't use it. I guess it just loses to like Speed Boost or Flutter Mane. I don't know.
Suck Punch.
It loses to it does lose to Chien-Pao. It loses to Terra Dragonite. It just loses to a lot of stuff. It's not really a. It's not the metagame isn't cut out for it right now. I think.
I also feel like Pult, a lot of its strength is being able to force things out and pivot. And pivoting doesn't seem as important here.
Yeah.
And honestly, looking at this team, a lot of this team reminds me of that, where almost everything pivots. This looks like just a regular, like, Gen 9 Natdex team, but with Terra Dragapult.
So, yeah. So what some teams do is that in BSS is that there's a like they use a play style. Well, they just they do switch around more often. They use their typing and natural bulks to switch into favorable matchups. They switch around and like win that way.
But this is not a team where the pivots can the pivot receivers are fully bulky enough to.
I mean, these 3 are pretty bulky. I like these 3 picks.
No, yeah.
You, like Assault Vest Ursaluna, Calm Mind Ursaluna, Yawn Ursaluna.
I'm not sure why.
They're all very good sets. Ursaluna Blood Moon is broken. It's so broken in BSS. Mega
Do you have much experience with Mega Scissor in this format? Because I don't know, I'm not sure if it's sort of like cleaning style is as necessary in BSS.
Well, I guess you could just run Bug Bite instead of U-Turn and you're fine.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But the strong priority cleaning isn't as good in this, I imagine. It's like Priority is probably also used for just picking off Sash.
Yeah, I mean, its check range is pretty low, and if everything has to bring fire coverage for Scizor in BSS, that feels like
Yeah.
it's pretty strong.
Yeah, no, Scizor.
And
Mega
if it gets
Scizor,
disrespected, it can just
well
win.
against fire.
it's definitely not a bad
So yeah,
pick.
okay.
It can't like Bullet Punch Sword Stance is still a good set. Gets access to close
Yeah.
combat now too, so it definitely can pull off a couple sweeps.
Yeah.
It also puts a big
Mm.
it also puts a big pressure on like the fairies, especially for Flutter Mane. So that's a good thing. But we have a Terra Flutter Mane here, so that it can Terra out of that weakness.
Right, Raggy.
Mesprit, this originally was a Yuxi before Grace.
Oh.
I think it's not. It's kind of a side grade in that Yuxi has dual screens and Memento to allow for easier setup, but Mesprit has Healing Wish to revive.
I was going to say, Healing Wish feels like the entire purpose for that trade into Ursaluna.
Yeah, like Healing Wish into like a weakened Ursaluna can just flip entire games on their head. Probopass I guess it can like bleed and set up rocks and then like
Just run the Ranbat set with Terra fighting Body Press.
True. Incineroar was also this. Incineroar Probopass used to be Mudsdale and Arbok.
Okay.
I think Incineroar, it's not bad. It checks some stuff with Intimidate, including Shenpao.
And also, like, it's a fire type, so it helps ward off Will-O-Wisp even more.
Wait, could you say that again?
Oh, sorry. Like, plus it's fire type, so it helps ward off Will-O-Wisp.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I don't know if this team's that worried about Will-O-Wisp. I mean, now it's going to be faster than most Will-O-Wispers, and it can't be Prankster Will-O-Wisp.
But like Mega Scizor is kind of like it really doesn't want to get Wisped either.
Yeah, but like, is anything that can click Wisp outside of like non-fire type Rotoms not just running a fire coverage move for it? Like, this team is very special.
Well, I mean, Dragapult, but like Dragapult is here, so.
Yeah, exactly. But even then, it still has fire coverage, right?
Yeah, it has Fire Blast and Flamethrower.
Yeah, like Willow is just such it's the kind of move that like if you have it, you usually have fire coverage. There are, I guess, weird ghosts like maybe Dusclops doesn't get Fire Punch or something like that.
Gengar?
I guess Gengar.
Yeah, Gengar. Yeah, it's like kind of just ghosts.
Oh yeah,
I guess.
Mega Gengar does run Will-O-Wisp a lot.
Yeah.
But then you aren't really switching out on Mega Gengar, so.
Yeah, I don't think the point of Incineroar was Will-O-Wisp in particular. And it's definitely got to be weaker here than it is in like VGC. I mean, it's kind of just broken.
I mean, Incineroar doesn't get any like stronger than in VGC, so like.
Yeah.
It's definitely not as good, but it's still. I think it's still better than like in Smoke on singles.
Yeah.
Knock is nice.
Primarina. I feel like there's a bit of item overlap because Ursaluna and Primarina both want to run Assault Vest.
Yeah.
I guess you can just run a berry on one of them, and you're probably fine.
I guess, yeah.
I guess the problem with berries is it's less likely that interaction is going to happen because they could bring it, and then like let's say you run a Wakan Berry Prim, and they just don't bring their like electric type.
Yeah. Or just you bring a Pinch Berry only for it to not quite survive.
Well, that's something for you to be responsible for in your calcs. That's not the berries. That's not the mechanics problem. That's a calc issue.
Well, unless you get like criticism.
Okay, yeah, obviously, but I mean, every item is like that, I guess.
Or like some wacky, I don't know, let's say modest settings.
I think Pult is like a very versatile mon. It gets screens and then it can kill itself with curse. It gets it can run ban, it can run scarf, it can run specs, it can run
it's very versatile.
It can run focus sash, it can run expert belt, I guess. It can run freaking I don't know.
Yeah, it can just do everything. Yeah, Pult is him.
Also Meowscarada. There is fun fact.
I two fighting, not fighting types, dark types.
Tutor. Oh, it's Meowscarada. Well, they perform different roles, so.
Yeah, they're pretty different.
The evil kitty
Something
duo.
about Miascarada, I watch a Korean YouTuber that plays BSS that is obsessed with Miascarada. So
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot about Miascarada. It's
Is it like Scarf Meow or what set do they use?
Oh, they use like every single set. They use Scarf, they use
Yeah.
Band, they use Special Meowscarada, they use Trick Room
Mhm.
Meowscarada, they use
Interesting.
What?
they use Lead Spikes Meowscarada.
Nice.
No, I don't know. He is
Okay.
obsessed with Meowscarada. Okay, like this man is not. He's not
Hey, it's got
normal.
some tech.
He's on the spectrum, most likely.
Yeah, but like I feel like Scarf is Meowscarada's best set. Second best is probably Choice Band.
Yeah.
I could run Focus Sash potentially, but I just really like Choice Items and Masquerada. It's a bit lacking in firepower without Band, but I feel like it's still good.
Yeah.
It's still it's still
I
a
don't
decent
think the
mod.
team is lacking in firepower, anyways.
Yeah, you've got fucking look at these top two picks right
Yeah,
here.
you've got a lot,
Yeah.
and even Scizor hits like Prim hits, Thundy hits. I don't think
Yeah.
I think you're fine to just run
Instant
Scarf.
Instant can just hit stuff with
Thundurus could be
Flare
kind of.
too.
Thundurus is the one that gets defined, right? Or do they?
Yeah,
break
it does. It does.
Yeah, so it could be
Torn-
funny to run
Torn
like
gets
this. I
defined
know,
too.
some sort of- Some, I don't know. That one orb that like raises your speed when intimidated.
Adrenaline Orb?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Adrenaline orb defined could be funny. I think.
True. Devin Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, like adrenaline orb defined.
Yeah, we will be linking the VOD on the Discord. You can watch it later.
Hmm.
All right. Yeah, but yeah, really good team by Panziska. Oh yeah, Panziska did mention she was kind of recreating her SDL 6 draft with like there were like she just started off and it started looking like her SDL 6 draft, so she just
Wow.
drafted these top 4 mods right here.
Yeah, sweet.
If it ain't fixed, don't broke it.
But yeah, really good cool team, honestly.
Yeah, definitely just a Nat Dex team. looks fun.
Okay, next, moving on, we have Bonara. And immediately, what jumps out to me is the
Double bug.
double bug combo.
True.
Ultra Beast,
Terragenicec is
Ultra Beast
insane,
and
by the way.
Mythical.
We got Weevil Underwood over here.
Okay, Dondozo.
Yeah,
This is,
I mean, I guess
this
that's
is
a
the
good.
brave of all physical attackers.
I was gonna say, I feel like Dozo is
I feel like
actually
it shows
strong
me
in BSS.
It
Dozo's
seems like
what?
it's going to be.
I feel like it's actually strong in BSS.
No, it is definitely
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it's Gloomon, so.
We
I like
did
this
get-
team a lot.
I think it's gonna have to like carry a ton of weight though, like even more than Dondozo usually does, because there's a lot of stuff here that like doesn't like fire, doesn't like being burned. Like, look, you've got Pheromosa, Genesect, Katana, Garchomp. All of those.
People
just
run a lot
immediately,
of
like,
Will-O-Wisp.
I mean,
not-
or
not-
just
not-
fire attacks. I mean, I guess they would remove the threat from Garchomp, but still, like there's like 3 very important mons that do not want to be burned
Okay, so
or like hit with a fire move.
So the thing about Dondozo,
Point is like it's
here,
gonna have to carry a lot of weight to deal with all the fire moves that's going to be chucked at them.
thing about Dondozo here, it does we are playing with Oka Claws, so it does not have access to Fissure, but it is still
okay.
very good.
I
It has Yawn, it has Avalanche,
I
Vine
didn't
Press,
even
Rest,
know
Curse.
Dondozo run. I didn't even know Dondozo runs Fisher that much.
Yeah, no, and BSS just like sticks around and fishes for KOs with Fissure sometimes.
Wow. Close enough walking back early SVVGC Tinglu.
Yeah,
Something I'm noticing is there is like 0 Spadef on this team.
yeah, that was
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I have right here. Like at the bottom, may have like.
Oh,
Use
yeah, you did.
Assault Vest,
No
please. You need that item, please. Where's your special defense? So Mandibuzz right here. It's what differentiates itself from like Corviknight or other physical walls is that it has access. Well, in Gen 9, like it still has access to Saw 6. Obviously, it doesn't matter as much here, but it still has foul play. It's just a pretty decent physical check to Mons. Garchomp really
I love Mandy.
Garchomp really versatile. Can click rocks. And Dragon
Don't jump
Tail
as him and all
can be
that.
banded. Can be like Sword Stance Scale Shots. It can be Scarf, I guess.
It's interesting to see
It's
Chomp so
like-
low, like
Really?
lower than Kartana. I feel like Chomp is kind of insane in Battle Saw. Maybe I'm just mistaken.
I don't know. I feel like Kartana's a bit better. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I should. Actually, I probably should have ranked Chomp higher, shouldn't have I? It's pretty versatile.
Yeah, it just kind of does everything other than, and it just breaks sashes too, just by like existing.
That's true. That's true. Rough skin, pretty good.
Electros definitely feels like it'd be interesting because, like, it's got a lot of things, but just barely falls short of being able to use them fully.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
Yeah, that's
no
definitely
weakness-
like your.
no
That's
weaknesses,
definitely your
but,
assault
like,
best mon.
It has like no weaknesses, but it
Yeah.
also doesn't have really good resistances. It has good offenses, but all its other stats are lackluster.
Dex-
It has,
so,
it
like-
has one thing it has is like a lot of coverage though.
Yeah.
Like Flamethrower immediately comes to mind.
Flamethrower, acrobatics, like maybe some sort of
Giga
fighting
Drain,
move.
Drain
Giga
Punch.
Yeah, why
Giga
does it get
Drain
why does it
is-
get all these moves?
It's it's a leech, so its whole thing is it drains. I mean, it's an eel technically, but let's be honest.
Explain
it's a leech.
Flamethrower!
Okay, but like
Explain
you gotta,
flamethrower,
like,
no.
you gotta like this thing. Like they killed its sprite when it moved to 3D.
Oh, they really did. Yeah,
Personally,
so sad.
Personally, I don't mind it as much just because, I don't know. I just don't mind it as much because, like, I like how it's all floating in the air. Like, it feels very much like a deep sea creature that's going to fucking kill you. Which,
But it already was
fitting
floating
for-
in the air.
Yeah, but like, also swimming. Like, it's more in motion. Like, I don't know. I just find it looks a bit.
I think it just
awkward
looks
in
like a
2D.
worm. I'm
Mom,
not
I
gonna lie.
hit the bed.
I did not recognize the Electros when it moved to 3D. Oh well, okay, okay, moving on.
I don't know, maybe if it's like swimming
Yeah.
in the air, sort of animation was had it like slightly more vertically moving, so that way it's more clear that like,
Glimmet for one.
or maybe if it had like idle animations where it just stood down for a second.
Glimmet for one is very nice. It sets rocks.
Yep.
Yeah.
It doesn't really need to stick around, so.
Hmm.
I guess it would be a shame if it took your sash spot. Like, I imagine you probably want something else to have a sash.
Yeah, maybe like Formosa
Yeah.
or Kartana, I guess.
Yeah.
Mega
That's probably
Dancey,
a
this mod just clicks buttons and makes progress.
Yeah.
Genesect and Formosa, these two are just gonna maybe you turn around, I guess, into like stuff like Dondozo or Garchomp, maybe. That could take a
I feel like
time.
we've become like,
choice staff download set depending on the team.
yeah, I almost feel like we've become like desensitized because we haven't even spoken about the Terra Genesect.
Okay,
Anyone
yeah,
want to talk about this one?
yeah, Terra Genesect. It's still definitely a monster. It gets,
Yeah,
like,
it's gonna be
cover-
very
it gets
scary.
coverage for everything. Hits hard, super hard. Yeah. Pheromosa. I like doing this. I like doing a throat spray, bug buzz with Pheromosa, getting a
Ooh.
KO, and basically getting a nasty plot for free.
Yeah, true. Otherwise, I like speed seems all right. I know Pheromosa has like a really high cap, but otherwise, I personally like to have something that's faster than 110. That's not your like fastest mon,
I guess.
but I don't think it's the end of the world.
Like I can see hits 110, so it's not terrible speed tiers.
But like so many things hit 110.
That's true.
So I feel like
it's a really crowded.
having
speed
only
tier.
one thing that outspeeds 110, I think puts a lot of pressure on Pharaoh, which will likely just be like a one and done. Like it either wins the game or claims one and dies.
Yeah.
So if you claim if you lead Pharaoh, kill the lead, and then die to the bullet punch. You can't outspeed their 120 speed now anymore, right?
Yeah, that's an issue, maybe.
Should we move on to the next one?
Sure. I'll give you a sec. Next one, we have Chozar 5439.
Oh, I think
Here is the
I
Mega
kinda like it.
Elements.
There we go.
Okay, this is the person who
I like-
had the whole 2-point Shedinja fiasco. So they did
Okay.
get 2 extra points from that, which allowed them to draft like Iron Crown and Ninjask.
Okay, so they have 100 or sorry, how many points do you get for draft? 110?
120.
120. So they have 122 Pokemon worth of points here.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
So I forgot to move Shedinja up because like Terra is allowed for every Mon, and it was for 2 points, and I didn't notice it, so they got it. I asked them to drop it, and we agreed to have him drop it, and I had raised the price of Shedinja after that, and then they get 2 extra points for that.
I'm glad that things got sorted out with Jozar. If I were playing and I saw that somebody else just had a strict advantage over me because of a rule oversight, I'd probably be pretty upset. So how did that get smoothed over with the community?
Hamburger was actually the one who suggested that I ask him to drop it.
I don't mind just because 2 points isn't an extreme amount. Like, it's tolerable.
Yeah, it's tolerable. We got a few extra value out of it. Put it to like a good use, but it's not like anything too overpowered.
Like, it does just give them an Iron Crown.
That's true, but also the Ninjask pick, I feel like it has a speed, but I don't really see anything that like
Yeah, it's
really
just going to be
likes it
perform
too
passing
much.
speed, I guess.
Like,
No, I don't think
even
Ninjask
then,
is
like-
there for a reason other than filling. Like, do they have to draft 9 Pokemon?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just there to fill the gap. Who cares? But that 1 extra point, let them get. Actually, both points are required to get the crown and to fill the last spot. The
Oh, that's
Ninjask doesn't
true.
matter.
that's true. That's true.
Mm.
So they did get an Iron Crown and like in electric terrain, which hits really hard.
Yeah.
Terra,
I mean, hey, whatever. If people are cool with it, it's not a big deal. It's fine. I just know that would kind of rub me the wrong way.
Yeah, Ditto is an interesting pick round 3. It
Yeah.
usually like shines in restricted formats, but it's not really around in regular formats, so I'm kind of excited to see how it does here.
I like
I've always wanted to pop off with Ditto.
I like Mint, Scissor, and Heatran because, like, you've got
That's
Mon's that-
true. That's true. That
because
they have-
prevents like any form of burn or fire move, and also then you have the likes of Ogerpon and also Minx as well for preventing just ground moves choosing Heatran.
Okay, but like
Or
we're not even
Penetrate
talking
Power.
about the biggest threat on here, which is gonna be Mega Salamence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's an
Well-
entire Mega Salamence. It's still
Yeah.
broken.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But what might be crazier than Mega Salamence being there is the 6th pick Tapu Koko. Is that insane? Or is Koko
Yeah.
not that good?
No. Well, it's not as good
I think
after
it's
like the nerf, but it's still after the Electro Train nerf. But like it's still a good mod, I'd say. Just there are a lot more broken stuff on the board to consider. So
Yeah.
I guess
Plus,
now
like,
since
you
you won't
the,
have a
like, best
team of
team
like
wet and,
Koko
like-
plus 5 Quark drivers anymore, it's not not as good.
yeah, like terrain teams just aren't.
yeah,
well,
no, Coco's been
the
reduced.
thing-
Coco's kind of been reduced to like screen support nowadays.
Yeah, fair.
Oof. Crocodile.
Um, I like that there's a lot of ice shard switches for Ments, like the Scizor, the
Mhm.
Heatran, even Ogerpon if
Ogerpon?
it's already Terran and Crown. Like lots of options, right? So you don't even have to field Heatran to have a great ice resist. And Scizor and Heatran also just don't have any type overlap too, so you can just like field both of them and not feel too worried about like fire or ground or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wellspring.
And then of course Terra Ogerpon Wellspring.
Yeah. Hearthflame. Terra
Yep, really.
Hearthflame. Hearthflame is the best Ogerpon on here, but
Yeah.
Wellspring is gonna be the second best one. Still very
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Ogerpons. All the Ogerpons are decent in BSS overall. So, yeah,
Crocodile seems interesting. That's
Crocodile.
No, like
can-
community is very nice. It's got two great choice of abilities, whether it wants to be more of like, I don't know, a lead, or if it wants to be the one that's just punching through everything.
It did get
Yeah, I could
scale
see Moxie
shots.
being good.
It did get scale shots, so that could pair nicely with Moxie.
Actually,
Actually, that's funny. We just saw a scale shot Moxie sweep in
That is
NBA
true.
today.
That is true. I did
wow,
see
I
that
didn't know
replay.
that.
I did see that replay.
That's funny.
Yeah, but
Oh,
yeah,
you're
pretty
gonna
good
send that to
team.
me.
Pretty good team. I'm just wondering how.
Yeah,
they,
I like this team a lot. This is
I'm-
crazy.
I'm just wondering how
Yeah.
the Ditto will though, honestly.
Yeah, who knows? But I mean, if you reorganize it and you sort it out by points, and it's like Ments, Wellspring, Coco, Scizor, like, and you just go all the way down. You see a Ditto at the bottom. You're like, yeah, that's like a decent value pick. A good way to spend your points, right?
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
here's pick 3 Ditto right here.
Yeah, getting at pick 3 is a little suspect, I think. But I mean, hey, if like I said, if it was ordered differently, I don't think anybody would bat an eye.
That's true. That's true.
Mm.
It's a fine pick.
Scizor is really good with like that bullet punch revenge killing.
Yeah, this seems really threatening.
Yeah.
Yeah, this might be my favorite one so far.
Oh well, good. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I still like Matthias.
That's fair.
Anyways, moving on, we have Senior Chang. We have Mega Blaziken for 19, Zapdos, Cloaking Baxcalibur, which could be pretty threatening if it backs like to
Cloaking Excalibur.
with the
My guy gets it.
with the snow buff. We have Iron Valiant for 15, Great Tusk for 15, which would be outrageous in any other draft. Iron Boulder and Galarian Weezing and Zweilous as their I guess kind of like mascot pick.
Yeah.
Maybe they're gonna run. I don't fucking know. Eviolite.
So let's talk
Great
about
card.
Mega Blaziken. It's a good progress maker, I think. Clicks like Fire Blitz,
Yeah.
clicks close combats. And when it gets slow, or when it's like up against something you can't win against, you can just baton pass out with the speed. To
Oh,
something-
baton pass is legal?
Yeah,
Crazy.
we just talked about speed passing ninjas, dude.
Yeah. I guess I didn't really think about
Hacking
that.
into back sounds terrifying.
Speed boost.
You
Speed
think
boost.
you've seen everything, and then in comes Godzilla on crack.
But that's the thing, though, is like Blaziken is. I mean, there aren't many things it can't just force its way through with 120 base power stabs and like whatever its insane attack stat is, right? So
I'm pretty sure it can use like overheat or something like that too. What Blaziken?
yeah. So
Like,
I
it
mean,
makes
I feel like it's
something dumb.
It has 160 attack and 130 at special attack. So yeah.
yeah, it's the kind of thing that's like, yeah, you could baton pass these boosts over to something else, but like, is that thing really going to use them better? Probably not, you know?
So Galarian Slowking, it's less of a pivot in BSS because pivoting isn't as good in BSS, but it what it can do is can run Calm Mind Offensive.
I mean, still, like, cheer reception to Excalibur can be fun. Yeah,
That's true. I think it will still run Chilly Reception a lot for Excalibur.
Yeah.
So it can Swords
I was
Dance
thinking
or
that.
Dragon Dance and Sweep.
I was thinking that where it's like I mean I know that we talked about Torn T not quite having the same value that it does in Natex, but yeah, Gloking kind of feels the same to me as well. Partly because I feel like regen is less important, but also partly because you don't have as many options to pivot into. So you're not even guaranteed to like have something that is better in the matchup, right?
I mean, Regenerator is still a really good ability. It is
of
although
course.
less importance, there's like less pivoting involved. There's less utility involved. So, it's not as good as in Smoke on Sinkles.
Yeah, you just better hope that the other two mons that you bring are such powerhouses that they can win you the game.
Yeah.
Because if you're running Pivot Gloking, I don't think you're counting on it for anything offensively.
Speaking of things that aren't as good as they are in Smoke on Singles, we have Great Tusk.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you don't need a spinner as much. Like you need a spinner. You don't really need a spinner in BSS.
I imagine it's probably just more for big breakers and stuff.
Yeah, it just runs booster attack, maybe rapid spin to boost speed, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So I think in the if I had this draft, the Terra choice I would have made instead of Iron Boulder, I would have made Excalibur. Because it can
True.
run a Terra Ground
Yeah,
Earthquake,
me
Terra
too.
Electric Terra Blast, Terra Fire Terra Blast, just Terra Dragon Glaive Rush or something. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that Terra Iron Boulder.
I was saying Terra Excalibur.
You're muffled again. We can't understand you.
Did you say Terra Excalibur over Terra Boulder?
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
Okay, yeah. So I thought maybe you were talking about just general Excalibur over Boulder.
I think I agree with you though.
Yeah.
I feel like Terrabax would be crazy and way better than Boulder. I don't think you're super in need of the speed, especially when you already have 3 pretty fast fighting types, which I feel like is just a lot of overlap.
Oh shit! Yeah, 3 fighting types.
I mean,
Could
saying
probably use a
Blaziken
special
and
attacker.
I mean saying that these two are fast is generous. It's like 87, 100.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess Valiant is still pretty fast though. 116 with booster energy free as well.
Hmm.
It's Iron Valiant's still good in BSS. It's just like overshadowed on like basically every front. Like there's like Fluttermane, there's Urshifu Rapid Strike for like fighting types, Fluttermane for fairies.
How important is Encore in BSS?
Oh, it's like quite actually prominent. Actually, it's like you see it on Ogre Pawn, you see it on Dragonite, you see it on Gengar.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Iron Valiant could definitely run Encore.
Yeah. Speaking of type overlap, we have Galarian Weezing.
Yeah. Not obviously.
Yeah,
not
it's very different than Gloking though. Like it doesn't actually share any weaknesses.
You're obviously not going to be running like the unblockable defog like as often or at all.
Yeah.
But disabling abilities is still like a very good thing to have.
Mm.
Like
yeah,
it can be like Clear Smog or something, or like
you can counter Champel with this thing. So I think there's a bit of like rule overlap with these like Excalibur, Great Tusk, and Iron Boulder. They're all like strong physical attackers, kind of.
Yeah, I agree. Like the thing is,
like,
I actually think out of the 3 of them, I think Tusk is the one that stands out to me as the one that doesn't really belong.
What?
Yeah.
I think out of the 3 of them, Tusk stands out to me as the one that doesn't really belong.
I guess, yeah, Tusk.
I don't know. What?
I mean,
Which is, you'll never hear me saying that outside of BSS.
Be funny for
I mean, it's not a bad mon. It's just, I don't know. I feel like one of these 3 could be dropped. Maybe not Excalibur, since like Glaring Soul King's here, but Tusk could be dropped.
I like
for,
that.
Like Tusk could be dropped for like a special attacker, maybe.
Dog Trio.
Duck Trio's taken actually.
Oh.
All right. Terra Boulder, I guess, has some uses over Terra Excalibur. Like, can Terra Flying to set up a sword stance and be like much more threatening immediately because like faster speed plus like booster energy. But I still would go Terra Excalibur here, like if personally. All right, moving on. Next we have Shieldwood. Trick Room.
First pick Mimikyu. Okay, so I know we talked about it before. How like actually important is Mimikyu? Like, is it actually 17 points good?
In my opinion, yes, it is actually 17 points good. Like, let's go back. Mega Mets. Scizor, we have 17 points. Yeah, you guys agree with that?
I could go either way on that.
So like Mimikyu, like it would be, but like I think it is appropriately tiered because like
it just like doesn't have an attack stat, does it? Isn't it super weak?
That's true.
95,
but,
I think.
Like, I mean, it's like in its 90s. I think it's like 91, 97 maybe. What was this? Mimikyu.
I think its speed is 97, but then its attack is like
its speed is 96. Its attack is 90.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not like very threatening immediately with like Life Orb and Sword Stance. It can make up for that little attack. It also gets like very disruptive moves like Will-O-Wisp, Curse, Thunder Wave, Pain Splits.
Yep, that's true. Does Curse see play in BSS?
Huh? Curse? Yes, it definitely does. It can Mimikyu can run like Curse Pain Split sets to just wear like just to dry out opponents, or it can run like Trick Room and then Curse to kill itself to preserve the Trick Room turns. Honestly,
Do you think Mimikyu is like worthy of a first pick?
yes, yes.
Yeah. If it's a main trick room setter, then yeah. I mean, there's also
I might be like glazing Mimikyu a bit here, but I think Mimikyu is worth a 17 points first pick,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I mean, being worth the points, I think, is different than being worth first pick. I'm scrolling down and looking at Megaladios,
okay,
Terra
maybe
Dragonite,
it could have been like second pick.
Terra Hearthflame, Marshadow.
Okay, yeah, maybe not first pick, but like
Like,
it should. I think it's like still like could still like be taken early. Like
sure.
it's like
I
still
mean, hey,
it's an incredible mon just to have.
this game,
Like
the picks that we made,
getting a free turn in BSS is really good.
the picks that we made. Let's just look at the rest.
So,
But then, something I don't get is like, I mean, we keep saying that getting an extra turn from Disguise is really strong and makes the Pokemon a lot better. But when we talk about Sturdy and we say that like, oh, none of the Sturdy users are good, doesn't having Sturdy just make the Sturdy users good?
well, Mimikyu has more.
No,
than just,
Mimikyu like has things it can do with that turn.
Mimikyu
There's-
has
It has
more than
90
just.
attack.
Okay, Mimikyu has more than just Disguise. First of all, its typing is very good. It's Ghost Fairy, so
Yeah.
it's Slaughter Main, good typing. A large move pool, other than like not getting Poltergeist, it doesn't really have anything to complain about. It gets like utility moves, it gets like disruptive moves,
Yeah.
it gets Sword Stance, it gets like Play Rough, Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak, Drain Punch. It actually used Phantom Force back in Gen 8 to stall out Dynamax turns. And the only thing that it is lagging is its stats. That's the only thing holding it back. The
I mean,
Sturdy
that's the only
mons
thing
are-
holding Smeargle back too.
True. Smeargle. But like stuff like Golem and Crustle, like even with like Shell Smash Crustle is like really slow. Even with like Golem.
I mean, I'm thinking like Skarmory, Donphan, Magnezone kind of mons.
Oh, Magnezone? No, Magnezone is actually good. It just runs analytic more.
Yeah, and how good is Skarmory? What tier was it?
A Skarmory was it was tier
I'm gonna
13.
bet, and-
Same tier as stuff like Aluluma, Kazumaro, Mega Heracross.
That sounds about right, I guess.
Skarmory is like it does like lead Stealth Rock stuff, I guess. It
Yeah.
can be like a pseudo Corviknight too.
Well, like Donphan is kind of the poster child for what I was talking about, though, of like
oh yeah, Donphan is actually
just be in the back and just
Donphan
use
was
30 and
actu-
kill something, right?
Donphan was actually like pretty good, like early like stages of Gen 9 BSS, because in large part of Sturdy. So Sturdy
Also
is
remember,
actually a good
Donphan is on
ability.
like the better end of sturdy mons because it gets use out of it and has reasons it may want to survive that one extra time.
But one thing that differentiates Sturdy from Disguise is that Sturdy can be broken by Stealth Rock.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, true.
so can Sashes. Like, we keep saying that it's like an extra focus sash, but it's just the better focus sash.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But like, I still think
yeah,
that
no.
Mimikyu is worthy of its placements.
How does Disguise work with like multi-hit moves? It gets broken on the first one, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, unfortunate.
But
It's whatever.
but I mean, she has the Melmetal, so like,
True. It's all good.
just watch out for the Iron Crown over there on the
Yeah.
Is it Jozar's team?
Yeah, and the Weavile and the no, it's fine.
No, Weavile, like you see, you just run Rocky Helmet Mimikyu.
Oh, hello.
And then you just click player off and the Weavile dies, I think. But
You cut off.
Yeah, we didn't hear you there before.
just put a Rocky Helmet on it and click player off. Just Weavile
Yeah,
dies.
true. True.
Mimikyu also like can do like stuff with tricks. Like you can use Scarf Trick.
Yeah.
Okay, but like
I'm not doubting the like utility. of it and like the importance of the ability. I think I have just a hard time wrapping my head around the price point. Maybe it'll be good. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
That's something that I'll be watching for sure. And
How
Shieldwood seems to agree that that it's worth it, or else they wouldn't have picked it first turn, right? So
my complaint about this team is that it leans too heavily into Trick Room.
I agree.
I feel like
It does have a sand option,
That's true, but like
but
whether it be
otherwise,
like
yeah.
Trick
It
Room,
always still feels like the stand was just tacked on.
but with whether it be Trick Room or Sand, I feel like there's some sort of conditional there's some sort of condition you're gonna have to want to fill to make sure all your mons are performing at their top level. I feel like she definitely could have used some more mons that are just good on their own. I feel like
Something I'm thinking of though is, I mean, we see things like this in VGC a lot where your team kind of has a few different modes and you pick a lead that facilitates that mode and then you bring other mons that are like going into that. So kind of like if you're splashing a weather team in Nat decks where like people always have to prep for that weather, you don't bring the weather and people have really skewed their prep, right? So people are going to have to prep for Sand and prep for Trick Room here. I do wish there was like one other mode to really send home that like, you know, it kind of put them in the blender when they're trying to build a team. It's like, do I prep for this or this or this? And it's kind of crazy. I think it's the right idea, but yeah, like you said, I kind of do think it just falls a little short.
So what I would like Mimikyu to do in this context is you can use it as like a really reliable Trick Room setter because disguise obviously, but I think it would be better to use Slowking to set Trick Room, or like does an Amorous get Trick Room?
Yeah.
But like I think I want
I don't know.
Slowking to set the Trick Room to have your Trick Room sweeper like come in and do like a lot of damage. And then I want Mimikyu to finish off the job because it's like once again good at 1v1s thanks to disguise. I think that's like what I would try to do with this draft if I had it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That makes sense, but like, don't you have Ursaluna that does that?
I guess that's true.
Like
But
Melmetal?
Melmetal and Ursaluna are still functional outside of Trick Room.
Yeah,
Make no mistake. Like especially
and
Terra
they really
Ursaluna.
appreciate the Healing Wish from Latias too, and
Yeah,
from
that's true,
Enamorous.
that's true. Double Healing Wish. Also, a Mega Camera after 4 on a Trick Room team is actually really good.
True, that seems like good value. I feel like just in general, I think Mega Camerapt is kind of slept on a little more than it should be.
Yeah, no, it hits really hard. Terra Ursa. Speaking of hitting really hard, we have Melmetal, we have Ursaluna with Terra. Funny calc. Oko's Corviknight with the Sword Stance up.
Yeah, crazy. I 2-hit killed a full Fizz Def. What was it? Gigalith with Facade with no
Jesus Christ.
with no SD. It was just 2 raw Terra Normal Facades.
Melmetal, I could have been like Terra Steel, double Iron Bash too, but she did go for the Ursaluna.
I think if you have a contingency and like you have something that you want to use those extra 6 points on over Melmetal, then Ursaluna makes sense. Otherwise, I feel like Melm just is the kind of go-to.
Melmetal can also do like Toxic Protect stuff like it did in Gen 8, so...
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying, is like I feel like it's just more reliable.
Latias could also do like Bluff a Surprise Sweep with like Calm Minds here and there. But
it can kind of already do that. It does have to use a move for Reflect type, but it like kind of has a Terra cosplay, I guess, with Reflect type.
True. Does anything with here learn Camouflage? I feel like
I have no clue. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but like we have some Terra cosplayers here and there with Reflect type, with like Camouflage, with what was it? Oh yeah, Conversion and Conversion 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like she should have some sort of strategy in mind if Trick Room does get denied.
Yep, that's what I like about the Sand, but I wish there was like a fast option that wasn't reliable, or wasn't reliant on either for speed.
Latias.
And you could just play a balance, like a fair and balanced game.
Like Latias being like the speed cap is kind of
Yeah, you're going to be running into like a lot of taunts. So get your herbs ready, I guess.
Yeah, mental herb. Yep. Okay, moving on. Next up is Leezy Peasy. Mod
My
of
man.
Yeah. Okay, so first off, we have the Megalodios that was sniped from Matthias.
Right.
We have the Urshifu single strike. We have Terra Enamorous, which could be really good.
Ooh,
Mm.
Terranamorous.
And then
Me like
he has Shettail on top of that.
the worm.
And then
Ooh, Shettail
and
and Enamorous.
Yeah,
Shettail also into
cheese.
Volcarona could be really good. And then they also
Oh,
have
yeah.
Trapping with Duck Trio.
True.
Melodic, it's a good glue piece. I respect that.
Mhm.
Gengar for 13.
Good status absorber as well, since it's got more full scale.
Gengar also gets Reflect type, so Terra cosplay there.
Really? I had
Yeah.
no idea. It doesn't have recovery though, so I
No,
mean pain split, I guess, but
It had this YouTuber made a set that beats like most variants of both Urshifu with like Reflect type to take a Wicked Blow.
oh, nice.
And then Terra Electivire for 5. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
it's not.
I mean, whatever.
I guess it's not a bad
Electivire.
option for 5. It's still an Electrifier, but like
Yeah.
5
It's
points.
a pretty bad option.
Okay.
Maybe Terra can give it.
It's 5 points.
Like,
What can you get for 5 points? Alchemy.
I don't know. Probably something better than Electivire.
Okay, that's true. Alchemy, Avalugg, X-Cloud,
Electivire
Giraffe, Garbodor,
Yeah.
Raffai. Okay,
I
maybe
said this a couple
all of these
times in this like
Mega Audito.
in this,
Toxicroak
I know I
for
said this a
5.
couple times,
Vileplume,
in this
Xatu. Yeah, but maybe there could have been a better option. Yeah.
I know I've said this
So-
like a couple times already, but like this applies especially to Electri, the fucking potential man of this series.
Okay, I want to mention Shethill and Volcarona. That can just win
Yeah.
games by itself sometimes.
Yeah, very true.
Just
Just getting you
like
to
got him on with Infiltrator. Get your
Yeah, they're not
sound
that
moves
common.
ready and
I mean, that's pretty rare though.
and
Like Dragapult and Chandelure, maybe. What else is there?
Crobat, Noivern.
Whimsicott, I guess, if you want to.
If you're not running Prankster, yeah.
Or even Chlorophyll, like that's like the
Yeah.
least used ability out of those 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
Terra
I
Amorous.
guess-
It can power up.
Strap this down, take
it-
people.
Terra
It's time for the normal to scream.
Enam can power up Earth Power or Moonblast or just use Stellar Terra Blast. Pretty threatening there.
Yeah, I know that Lizzie has been wanting to use Terra and Amorous for a really long time and hasn't gotten the chance, so
Here it is.
it's nice to see him with it. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Gengar can do more than just like special attacks. It gets some disruption. It gets like Taunt, Will-O-Wisp. It's pretty useful here, I'd say.
Memento.
Wait, it gets Memento.
Not Memento.
I don't think so. It does Destiny Bond.
Yeah, I
that's
meant Destiny
That's
Bond.
true. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Full
I
type.
was get the two confused.
A single strike.
Yeah, Gengar is Lizzie's signature mon at this point.
Yeah. Single strike.
He knows all the tech.
Single strike and Latios are good breakers.
I don't know most of the people here, so for me it's like, huh, really?
Sash user here is probably going to be Gengar or single strike most of the time.
Or
Yeah,
Dugtrio, maybe?
Hmm?
Or maybe Dugtrio. Or would
I
Dugtrio
guess
first?
Doug Trio could do Sash. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Electivire? Sash Electivire.
Sash elected.
Get the speed boost for motor
He's gonna
drive and
need
go
it
up.
because he dies immediately.
Speaking of sweet, I just wish that the fastest mod here wasn't Duck Trio.
Mm.
I feel like there could have been like
Yeah.
room for like something good that's like faster than 110.
Yeah, that is fair.
Nothing very Jolteon.
I mean, Jolteon, meh.
Jolteon feels kind of mid in this.
Yeah.
Especially
like-
like we have Regieleki around. Do we really want like actually Regieleki is 17 because of Terra, so maybe I think that's overpriced honestly.
True.
But yeah, honestly, I like this team other than that. Other than
Yeah.
the speed tier
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, really good.
No,
team.
I agree.
Good job,
I think Terra and Amaris is really scary too. So looking forward to that.
Okay, next up, Roy.
Hey, are Z crystals allowed? No, they are not. Z moves are banned. Just Terra only. Oh, gems are allowed though.
You love to see it. I love it when gems are legal.
I'm assuming they're like nerfed in some form, though. You know, since like the one that remains is the normal gem, which was nerfed to I think 30% increase.
Yeah,
rather than 50.
yeah, normal gem.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on. We have Royamha. First
Nice.
off, Terra Dragonites. The most broken mon in, well, top 2 broken mons in Gen 9 BSS. Maybe Fluttermane.
Time to boogie.
Dragonite, Golden Goating Lu, that's a really good core, covers for each other's weaknesses really well.
True. I feel like is Golden Go's good as gold as useful in this
Definitely.
as it is in that deck?
It doesn't block defog, but that's about it. It's still very useful, especially at blocking Spore.
It doesn't block defog?
No, like it does block defog, but like nothing.
Oh,
is
but like
using...
people aren't clicking it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a Trick Room mode here with Cresselia and Mega Mawile.
Yep.
We have a mini Ductrio over here for 1 point. Biggest problem with this team. Giant speed gap from 158 to 108.
Yeah.
True. You know what I'm thinking
And
though?
also the
I
speed
really feel
is
like
held by Hisuian Electrode, so fucking it's not like it's gonna be. I mean, then again, I guess at least there's Core Plus, but like, you know, it's not like it's got a ton of breaking. You know?
I mean it's Electro to Keldeo, and from Keldeo to Glimora, I guess. Is that faster than Golden Go? I don't remember.
I think
Glimora is 86, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Glimora's faster.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a speed chasm there.
Wait,
but
isn't
I almost feel like
wait, actually isn't Diglett the next one?
Diglett might be 90 actually, now that you mention it, yeah.
Diglett is 95 actually.
Wow.
Oh shit.
But now that you mention it, I kind of feel like even though the speed is like kind of suspect, I don't know if it matters, man. If there's a Cresselia that's lunar dancing to Terra Dragonite.
Yeah, that's true.
And also Mega Mawile with strong Suck Punch.
Is Revival Blessing legal?
Yeah, Revival Blessing is legal, but
oh man,
where is it on this
Yeah, I
team?
mean, keep in mind that's on like 2 shit mons.
It's not on this team, obviously. There's only
also on Terra World Extreme Speed Dragonite. I feel like that's relevant when it comes to speed.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I would personally here I would personally prefer regular Electrode for dual screens. I think Hisuian only gets light screen for whatever reason.
That sounds right, but
really?
It's so weird.
Yeah, it doesn't get dual screens. It only gets one.
That's so weird. When base gets both, huh?
Base had it taken away. Like base had it taken away.
That get one screen, get the other.
I think base only gets one ever since like Gen 9 like removed all the transfer rules. Terra Dragonite's very OP. Glimora, good like stealth rock setter, good hazard setter, just good lead. Can also do like meteor beam, power herb stuff. Mega Mawile, scary, even scarier on Trick Room. Keldeo is a good special breaker, I guess.
This is another team that feels to me like a Natdex team.
That's true. There's
yeah.
Tinglu,
you know, with like Tinglu, Gold, Glim.
Yeah.
it's very, very Natdex coded to me.
Yeah,
other than the speed and the removal.
Yeah. Cresselia, very good supporter with Trick Room and Lunar Dance, and to Mawile or like Dragonite or even Golden Go, I guess. Golden Go can like do stuff like with Nasty Plot or Scarf. You can like
but it almost feels like the team is like too slow to play without Trick Room, but then too fast to play in Trick Room.
Yeah,
where like a lot of these mons are like 80 speed-ish, and even Mega Mawile is like, it's slow, but a lot of defensive Pokemon will underspeed it, right? So
yeah,
it's really weird spot.
I mean, it's got Terra Dragonite, so it'll probably be fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm saying. Is like Terra Dragonite plus this like odd kind of Nat Dex looking, not really Trick Room team. It'll probably be salvageable.
Yeah. It's Terra Dragonite. How bad can it be?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like Keldeo a lot, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know how often it's used in BSS. What's it look like in BSS? Like,
Well,
I know
it's
it has like Sash Endeavor, Aquajet kind of shenanigans, but
Well, I mean, it's a mythical. So
Okay.
it doesn't
I guess that's
really, yeah. I feel like it wouldn't be bad, but like I feel like it would be outclassed by, Rapid Strike. Because Rapid Strike just outclasses everything, man.
yeah, it seems pretty good.
Yeah, but like its Caldeos would still be pretty good, I think. It's not bad, certainly. I just would it should have like a bit more coverage, other than like Air Slash and Icy Wind. But yeah, pretty good team. Just a bit of weird speed tiers, I guess.
Yeah, it feels weird, but then you see the Dragonite and you say, it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Anyways, yeah, we only have a couple more.
We have Hamburger 69.
Nice.
Let's look at this Sun team, man.
Last night I James Bond burgered.
I don't think I'm ever a fan of Sun teams when Megazard is the Sunsetter, but
That is true. That is true. Torkoal.
I guess it's.
I would have used Torkoal,
I guess it's
honestly, but
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Ooh,
I guess it's
think
kind of
it's the
different in
only team
BSS where, since games are slower, Zard's Sun will last most of the game anyways.
I don't. I feel like that's a bit
I think this
iffy. It's like even in BSS, like some teams are. The Sun's
Yeah.
probably gonna run out, but
Think-
this team doesn't.
can I-
But this team actually has no chlorophyll users, so it's not like a giant issue.
I mean, theoretically, Mega Venusaur could just run for
Yeah.
and not Mega.
Yeah, it can just.
And
stay
also,
big.
that's another thing I wanted to point out is that it's the only team in this that has 2 Megas.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, I want to talk about Volbeat for one. That's insane value. Tailglow passing
Yeah, agreed.
to like Bolt or Zard or even like Mega Venusaur. That's gonna be terrifying.
I mean, honestly, even outside of Baton Pass shenanigans, like when that's banned, I feel like Volbeat for one is just very good value, anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
trying to
Like more often than
being
not, I feel like it'll
harmful.
just be the best one pointer.
We also have
That and Illumise, they're kind of interchangeable.
we also have a second one pointer bug and charge bug. It does get webs, so it might be useful.
Yeah, true.
True.
I also think Glastrier is good value for 9. Very bulky. Hits pretty hard. Nice spawn.
Yeah.
Oh, we got
Empoleon.
we got Empoleon. We got Screamtail. We got these two as our stealth rock setters.
Yeah.
Nice.
And also, most importantly, Marshadow and Ogerpon.
Yep.
Um,
Terra Ogre
Is Marshadow feels so unfair. Isn't Marshadow like top tier Uber threat?
That is true.
Probably.
It is. It is.
Like, it can literally steal your boosts and then, like, on that same turn attack with those boosts.
Yeah.
Because
but I feel like it's.
that was the start of when Centurions went from cool to what the hell.
I feel no. Marshadow usually uses Banded Poltergeist and like low kick and stuff, but I feel like here it's not as good as an Uber's. Like it's not. Like even with unresisted stab, like
Yeah, like, setup
if
is probably
something survives,
slightly-
it's gonna like hit back. Just
Yeah.
it does. It's not very bulky. I think it'll be manageable here. Like we have Fluttermane here, we have Magirna here.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
Yeah. So looking at it though, it's not actually that frail, by the way.
really,
It's like triple
Yeah,
A.
it's 90, 80, 90 defenses.
oh gee, that's actually decently bulky.
That's pretty respectable, yeah. It doesn't get any healing move like Drain Punch or anything, but
Wait, it doesn't get Drain Punch?
yeah, that's what I was just looking. I mean, unless I'm
Weird.
in the wrong. It does get it in Nat Dex draft,
Huh.
but in like the regular draft format, it doesn't. So I guess it lost it. Or is it even in the generation?
No, it is. It is.
SV Drain. Yeah, it doesn't get it. Weird.
And I do apologize to Ninja Dude for this, but a Sash Shadow is actually going to be a viable option here.
Oh yeah. Wrath of the Shadow.
Orgamon Heartflame, Raging Bull, these three are going to hit really hard under Sun.
Yeah, from
Even
Terra,
out of even out of Sun.
I was
they're
gonna
kill
say,
hard.
We
it's
gotta
honestly
deal with
kind of
Terra.
overkill.
we got to Terra Hearthflame, oh boy. And
I-
potentially in Sun too. Oof.
I've used a fun Sunny Day Raging Bolt set before, where it was so the way that its stats work out is you can just barely make it so that you get a speed boost from photosynthesis if you
Oh.
like don't invest in special attack.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of like Timid Cartana, right? How you could get a speed boost off of Timid.
Or like
It,
Blacephalon, maybe.
yeah, Blacephalon, you can still run Timid and
Yeah,
and get a
that's
speed
true.
boost, but yeah, it's like a weird. I don't remember if you have to be actually Jolly Raging Bolt, but it. Let me just double check it here. Yeah, and I ran Sunny Day Weather Ball to try and beat an Iron Treads before, and
Oh, that's
it
hilarious.
was AV. It was AV, so it didn't quite OCO, but yeah,
I
if
mean,
you're
you still hit it for damage.
oh,
That's cool too.
yeah. Because the way that IVs work on the Paradox Mons is you can only be minimum. So you can't actually go all the way down to 0, which means you do have to go Jolly.
That's kind of funny, actually. Yeah.
And you have to be minus special attack in order to get it. So it's like really not good. but you can do it and get a speed boost if you really want.
Hold on, I'm just gonna
One
turn
thing
off
about
my
this,
headset. Tell me how it.
One thing about
Do I
what?
sound alright?
yeah.
You sound okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so one thing about this team, Screamtail is the only mon that is faster than 110.
Yeah, I have a big problem with that.
Who knows? Maybe they'll just run speed boosting Raging Bolt.
True. I mean, why not?
Actually, does Voidy get Tailwind? I think it gets Tailwind.
Possibly.
I mean, either way, there's Glacier, Mega Venusaur, some fat checks, like Blanket
It
checks.
does get
two
Tailwind.
mons. Oh, so that's cool. That's cool. It could,
Yeah.
could maybe use that.
Oh, did we forget about Marshadow when we said that it's the only speed
wait.
above 110?
Yeah. How did you forget about
I think,
Marshadow? What the heck?
We were just talking about it too. Yeah, oops.
Yeah,
So
Marshadow.
is in its own little corner.
Marshadow, pretty broken. Yeah.
Yeah, turns out.
Yeah, I mean, we have Fluttermane, we have Magearna, we have like Terra Dragonite, so it's probably gonna be like
Well,
maybe not.
This league is full of broken stuff.
Yeah,
How good is Empoleon in BSS?
it's pretty decent. It does Stealth Rock, Yawn, Flip Turn. It's basically the same thing Swampert does, but Swampert is just better at him.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Swampert downgrade, kind of.
Well, the Steel is like Dragon Steel in that, like, technically it's a really good defensive typing, but, like, it's not good for, like, either type you actually want to use it with.
But yeah, like I just want the threats other than Marshadow to maybe a bit faster, but I don't think that's gonna be an issue either.
Half-frame
Yeah,
is, like,
it's fine.
fast enough.
Yeah, I mean it's Tyro Heartflame. I like it. That you can't go wrong with that.
And you've got webs.
Yes,
So
Shadow is the speed, and half-frame is the kill.
You also got like really good priority and like other than Marshadow Shadow Sneak, of course. You got the Thunderclap Raging Bolt.
Yep. You've got Grassy Glide, Ogerpon.
Who's sending to train?
Don't worry about it.
Maybe Mega
Venusaur, I
Mega
guess.
Venusaur, Grassy Terrain, Mega
Yeah.
Venusaur.
What we get, Grassy Terrain, or is it...
Not likely, but maybe.
All right, want to move on?
Anyways, I don't know. I definitely think this is threatening. I said, I do wish it was like Torkoal.
Yeah,
but
like,
Zard is just a better Mon, so
Yeah, definitely a lot of threatening mons. You don't need Sun technically for these guys, but
yeah.
it's just a
Even
big
if you
boost.
only Yeah, even if you only get like 1 or 2 attacks off with a sun boost, I think it's still you're gonna get your mileage out of it, right?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, moving on. We have C2.
Okay,
Look
this
at
is Shell
this
Smash
team.
toys, right? Oh
Yes,
wow.
Shell Smash Mega Blastoise, Mega Alakazam and Psychic Terrain, Sneasler and Psychic Terrain. Really good, like blue for pretty cheap. And
Gliscor feels pretty cheap here too, actually. That seems nice. I feel like sub Toxic Protect can just 1v1 so many like non-steel
Yeah.
mons.
yeah, as
Plus,
long as
it's a ground and electric community in one
as
with
long as like
pivoting.
Gliscor is like
So, like, that's
faster than the opposing
two of the
mon,
biggest threats.
as long as Gliscor is faster and like it can like it's like toxicable, it does like it can like toxic self protect, toxic right here. So which is like gonna be really annoying to deal with.
Yeah, that seems really obnoxious. I was even thinking when we were talking about Togekiss before, about how like, oh, things that are slower than it, you could just like run a scarf and like win at the end of the game. And I thought like, wait, maybe Gliscor is going to be the same. I hope somebody's picked it up. And so yeah, here it is.
Yeah,
And
here
it made it to
is.
round 8. That seems crazy to me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Sneasler. Sneasler, Dire Claw, not banned. Probably should have banned it.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, you're just running battle spot rules. Who cares?
Yeah. But like Psychic Sneasler, Tapu Lele, just click Psychic. Mega Alakazam clicks the funny expanding force button.
Yeah.
Mega Blastoise with Shell Smash probably gonna. Like the issue with Blastoise is like you have to bring Shell Smash for every game because like otherwise it's not really worth it. But like
Yeah, but like it's pretty good, and
yeah,
everybody's
it's
just
like
gonna be
it's
like
Shell
they're
Smash
gonna be
Mega
forcing.
Blastoise.
Yeah,
But then you have
it just means that
you have
you force one of their item slots every game to just be a mirror herb to not instantly lose to it.
you also have like a clef key with screens to like help Mega Blastoise click Shell Smash.
Yeah. Does it have Misty Explosion?
I don't think so. It does have Steel Beam though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That's good.
There's Ice Cube for 2 points. You can pull the Hail Snow strat. You can also do
True.
You can also do Belly Drum.
Oh, I
so-
forgot about that.
You can also do Belly Drum.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is like the scariest draft on the board.
This is so it's so much firepower, but it's not a lot of like, core. Now, I do think that Gliscor and Terra Dirge in particular are really good for being core. I know you don't really need that, or at least that's kind of what I'm getting off of looking over teams. Is like you don't need so much of a core. I would have liked to have seen maybe another defensive option somewhere.
There's
but
There's Woshan.
Woshan's kind of bad. Let's be honest. It can 1v1 things though, so maybe that's actually better for it.
Yeah, Woshan is not terrible. Like it can do like Leech Seed, knockoff, Stun Spore.
Yeah.
Especially with Terra, like it gets can Terra out as terrible typing. So
Yeah, true.
so yeah,
I feel like any like usable Leech Seed mon is actually not bad and just has like matchups that are pretty decent.
Yeah, no, especially for 7, I think it's a good pick.
Yeah, definitely decent. And if you wanted Terra Dirge anyways, that makes sense. I feel like maybe Terra Sneasler or Terra Lele is kind of just the like right pick, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no, they're so threatening without Terra, so. Gliscor could also pull out like Swords Dance sets sometimes, maybe. Alright, yeah, but like really threatening theme over here. I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, true. Sorry, I was muted for a sec. Yeah, I do think it can run some SD. Maybe if the opponent just has a lot of steel types. Like, what was that steel? There, that team with the Heatran, the Scizor, and the Iron Crown.
Here it is.
Maybe you just run SD versus that team because that's the Coco team, right? I feel like that's probably pretty good.
Yeah, it's a Coco team.
Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, I feel like you can just kind of toxic stall your way through everything.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of firepower, a lot of speed, a lot of setup. Decent bowl.
I'm not a Klefki believer, but I can understand how it would be decent here. Like, getting T-Wave and screens and just dying is probably pretty strong.
Yeah,
like,
that's
even
pretty
if it's just
strong.
dual screens Even if it's just dual screens, T-Wave, Steel Beam.
Yeah, and then you just set up
Yeah, I feel like that's
you just
good.
set up Nasty Plot or Swords Dance or Shell Smash, and you just win.
Yeah, you just run the good old eject button Tapu Lele into Nasty Plot Megazam.
Yeah, Ice Cube could also like click Belly Drum sometimes, only sometimes though.
Yeah, I think if there was another snow setter other than itself, maybe. But like, it doesn't really need it, I
Well, I mean,
guess.
Ice Cube doesn't really want like his Ice Face on when it clicks Belly Drum because like speed.
Yeah, I guess it does want it broken. What speed does it get when it has no ice? It's like 105 or
Well,
something.
it's 130.
Oh yeah, it's like really crazy.
Yeah, the thing is fast.
But like that's it. But I mean,
Yeah.
Belly Drum makes up for it, so who cares?
That's true, but like it has like no coverage other than like water. Which I mean, like it's still good coverage.
I mean,
you
same
just
with
can't-
Iron Bundle, and that sounds pretty good for Bundle. Don't
Okay,
worry
but,
about
like,
Freeze Dry being broken.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, Mega Blastoise in Psychic Terrain. You know what that means?
Yeah, can't prio it, and I guess technically it has Terrain Pulse for Psychic, but
Yeah.
probably not that useful.
I mean, I don't know. It hits hard. Like it's really hard. What 150 power because double power and then like Mega Launcher
Yeah.
and then also a 30% boost on top of that. So that's
Yeah, it's good.
what 195 base power actually.
It's really strong, yeah. Nah, just run Zen Headbutt, you're fine.
I mean, I guess you could like
What's
run
the
Wave Crash.
difference?
I guess you could run like Wave Crash on this thing too if like there's like
Yeah.
Blissey around.
Yeah,
All right.
I think it's good
Yeah,
physical coverage.
yeah,
Yeah.
very threatening team right over here.
Yeah, I agree. I think I have a problem saying that it's one of my favorites when it looks very frail. Like with maybe it's just Sneasel or Zam that looks frail,
Yeah, no, it's
and
not
I'm
my.
and
like,
I'm
it's not my.
overly concentrating on them.
I'm not gonna say it's my favorite, but I'm gonna say I would hate to play against this team.
Yeah, threatening for sure. Very hard to prep for. And we just have one more team.
All right, Skyhawks.
Hey, speak of the devil, Iron Bundle. There we go.
There, and immediately what stands out is Espathra can pass speed into Spore Breloom without Sleep Claws.
Oh man, that's broken.
Yeah. I mean, there's stuff like Golden
Yeah.
Glow though, so I'm not. It's not gonna.
Yeah, there's
like,
Golden
it's
Glow.
it's
You
not
can
gonna.
run safety goggles.
It's not gonna ruin. It's not gonna ruin it with every game, but like it's like gonna force like safety goggles and like prep. It's gonna like
Yeah.
obviously like be like crazy strong.
Boosting to or passing to a Tail Glow Manaphy seems pretty scary too.
Yeah. Pass speed clicks tail glow, and then Manaphy clicks pass.
True. Into Mega Lucario. There we go.
Yeah, Mega Lucario or like Iron Bundle, and like we have a +3 Mega Lucario or Iron Bundle.
Yeah.
A Mega
Yeah, very true.
Lucario, very important like speed tier, 102, so it outspeeds all the base 110s that are like on this board.
That feels. I swear Mega Lucario was faster.
I know,
Last time
I
looked at
know,
it.
I know, but like I checked and it's like, wait, it's only 102,
Yeah.
110.
That's crazy. I've drafted it before in an Uber's draft, and I remember it being like really strong, but then I don't know. I just don't remember it having
No,
enough
like
speed tier.
I remember using it Uber.
A Mandela effect.
I'm like clicking like adaptability bullet punch on Xerneas thinking it'll kill it and does like half. Like I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I have such high like standards for Mega Lucario and it just doesn't meet them.
Yeah, I agree.
Landers.
I mean, who knows though how it'll be in like a lower power setting than Ubers. Like I remember using it in Ubers and it was fine, but it's not. I feel like it might just pub stomp against these things that might not always outspeed it.
Yeah.
More likely to be able to click like CC Meteor Mash.
There was a Meta Metagross, which for the most part outclasses Mega Lucario, but Mega Lucario has its own tools too. It gets like it can run special sets. For one.
Honestly, they both can. Doesn't Mega Metagross have like 100 special attack?
That is true, but sorry, my typing's kind of loud.
105.
Mega Lucario has like a way higher special attack stat though, and it has
Yeah,
adaptability
and adaptability.
yeah,
Yeah.
adaptability applies to like. I mean, I guess Mega Metagross can like run Grass Knot for the. Does it get Grass Knot?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can run Grass Knot for the Tough
For the
Class
Tough
boost.
Claws.
Yeah. But yeah,
Let me. I might be thinking of Barbaracle here that has Tough Claws Grass Knot. Let me double check that.
oh,
I'm not certain. Metagross.
no, yeah, it has Grass Knot.
Well, there we go.
Anyways, we're talking about Mega Lucario here. Yeah, still a very strong Mon. Adaptability, Close Combat, Meteor Mash, Flash Cannon,
Yeah,
Focus
I mean,
Blast.
yeah, we're
Extreme-
talking about it like it sucks, but it's hard to go wrong with it.
It's got like Vacuum Wave and Extreme Speed and like a bunch of other priority moves too.
Talonflame to Dunsparce, Knuckle Stack. I don't think there's too much going on here. Maybe Talonflame will just be decent to Tailwind and Dip, I guess.
Yeah, I don't
see it doing too much.
like you don't really run Talonflame like as a Pokemon in BSS, so like
Yeah, you just SD.
I guess you could. I mean, you could like if you had like Shedtail here, you could like SD and still be at full health for like no item acrobatics maybe.
True. Yeah, well, since gems are legal, you probably just run acrobatics.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You don't have to run boots, so you can just be flying gem SD. That's probably the plan here.
Yeah. The Dunsparce. It's good. It's good for 8. You can run Glare, Stealth Rock stuff. It can do some.
I don't
stuff.
see too many like times where you would want to run to Dunsparce over any of your top 6 or like top 7 even. Like bringing it to a pregame, I feel like is fine. I don't see you bringing it to your top or to your 3 very often.
I mean, if you really want Glare, I guess you can run it.
Yeah, or maybe like Coil has an odd good set somewhere. I guess its setup sets are actually kind of threatening, right? With like Coil and Combine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Maybe even like a Specs Boom Burst or something pass with a Speed Pass.
Oh,
But even with a Speed Pass, I feel like it's so slow.
I mean, just get Calm Mind and Speed Pass from Espathra, like Boom Burst and Flamethrower.
Yeah, true.
I don't see Knuckle Stat coming to any games though.
Yeah, Knuckles Stack's bad, but like, let's be honest, they kind of just wanted to Terra their Espathra, and whatever was left on the board, they just threw at their Terra Captain, I think.
You know what I think they should have gotten for 2 points?
What's that?
Wobbuffet is available for 2 points.
Wobbuffet. How about Illumise and Volbeat?
Illumise and Volbeat? They could have gotten like they could have gotten Wishy-Washy too, I guess.
Wishy-Washy's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And like at least it has matchups where it feels like it can do something offensive. Maybe not better than Manaphy most of the time.
Yeah, but like, you know, I guess that you're stacking like 3 waters on here.
Yeah.
This. Yeah. Lando T. Let's talk about Lando T. Still very versatile.
Sure.
Can do Scarf. Can do like Sword Stance. Can do like just like rocks, like Rock Tomb and Dip with U-Turn. Still like is.
Yeah. Maybe AV is probably okay on this too.
Yeah. No, AV is still good. Yeah.
So this is the same kind of thing that I thought about Garchomp, though, by the way. Where it's like, oh, like AV Chomp seems a lot better in this. It just kind of does everything. It can rock, it can SD, it can scarf. And then seeing the 3-point difference is a little bit jarring to me. I don't think it's like it really doesn't matter. A 3-point difference when you have 120 is not that big of a deal. But yeah, I could see Chomp and Lando being kind of similar, although Intimidate is probably better than Rough Skin.
Yeah, most likely it is better. Lando also gets U-Turn, I guess, so that's a big thing. I think it's also a better Scarfer. Just because of that higher text. I don't know. I think I should have tiered Garchomp higher, maybe.
Hey, I mean, I don't ever have a problem with Garchomp just being value. I just love Garchomp so much, and I know that it's like had the spotlight for like 15 years, but
Yeah,
I don't know, it's
it
just
is
a really cool
sad.
mon.
But also, like, there are other mons at 15, like, being Aegislash, Blaziken, stuff like that. Ferrothorn, Galarian, Darmanitan, so...
Mm.
It's not really a bad it's not like a bad tier. Like Megalopony's there.
Oh damn.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I should
Yeah,
have like.
definitely not bad.
Yeah, definitely like Garchomp.
It's just the case that it does everything, right? Like I don't think it does that much worse than Lando. Even if it was a tier lower than Lando, I feel like that's
Yeah, that's true. I probably should have like raised Garchomp a bit.
yeah. But hey, whatever. Who cares? Do you have any final thoughts about Skyhops' team?
I think it's a real shame that you can't pass Tailglow to bundle and still have a boost speed.
Oh, you mean from like booster energy? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, if it could, like, it would be like even more dangerous, but
yeah, yeah. I guess that's a weird interaction that I've never thought about.
yeah, you can actually boost like speed on like Brute Bonnet or Iron Hands with Baton Pass, which is kind of fun.
Neat.
But yeah, very threatening team. Big like threats with like Baton Passer is always nice to have. Nano T very versatile, can be threatening, can like be supportive. Like Lucario,
Yeah.
still a very good mon. Its adaptability with like 145 attack. What was it? Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah, still like very strong mons. Iron Bundle, resist
Yeah.
stab.
Yeah.
145 attacks with like here's adaptability. Maybe a Apostar can pull off a stored power sweep. You have like Spore without Sleep Claws. You have Tailglow Mana Fee. Very good team, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. And if there's one person that I would expect to like have a lot of fun and also success by messing around with like janky speed passing sets, it would be Skyhops. I know that he's extremely creative, so this is definitely a team befitting him.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what he comes up with.
Yeah, me too.
All right, that is the end for this presentation. All right, any final thoughts?
Yeah, so I am still just a spectator and definitely the tourist out of the three of us here. But I'm really excited to watch it. I unfortunately was getting really swamped around the time that the draft was happening, so I wasn't able to participate. But yeah, I'm hoping to watch some fun games. A lot of my so yeah, it'll be a good time to hang out and excited to see it.
All right. I mean, there's always going to be there might be a season 2. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. I guess we'll see.
All right. I'm just really glad to see this like draft league that I like wanted to like actually go through. I'm just glad. I'm just really thankful to everyone who joined. I guess. I hope everyone has fun. Yeah, Matthias, you got anything to say? Hello?
Maybe fell asleep.
Maybe. All right, that's gonna be the end of the stream.
Okay.
Stream.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Check out the VOD if you aren't like on the live stream. Like, bye guys.
Bye.